All right, Tanner, here we are. How you doing?
I'm doing well, my friend.
So I had a little bit of health scare the other day.
A house
Health
scare?
health scare.
A health scare in your house.
So I had to wear what's called a Holter monitor for 24 hours. It's a heart monitoring thing.
Oh, I thought like a halter monitor, like you kept getting away from the feed lot.
No.
And they were putting you back.
No. And so they stuck all these stickers on my chest, and I had to wear it for 24 hours. And it measures. And then the next day, you've seen me with no shirt on.
I've seen you with most no clothes on.
Yeah, yes. But you've seen me with no shirt on. It's pretty hairy.
Yeah, it's a scene, man. It's it's something to look at.
It took me almost 2 hours to get these stickers off. It was so fucking painful.
You got to go fast.
I can't.
Come on.
No, it hurts more when I go fast.
It
hurts. I can't tell you. It hurts so bad. Anyway, I'm ripping them, and finally, 2 hours later, I was late to bring this thing back.
Just bleeding.
I had blood. Kelly Clarkson. That's from the movie, the 40-year-old version.
Yeah, that's a 17-year-old reference for our younger listeners.
Yeah. Would you rather have chest hair and get very adhesive stickers ripped off, 5 of them, one by one, for the 2-hour duration I did?
Slowly.
Or would you rather watch an episode of The Big Bang Theory?
As someone with no chest hair, I would rather grow chest hair, have it plucked individually, instead of watching that television show.
God, I hate that show.
Welcome to Radical Apathy, the podcast where 2 half-wits set out to solve all the world's problems with pop culture references and a lackadaisical attitude. Why not? It's worked so far.
Welcome, everyone, to the Radical Apathy Podcast.
Radical Apathy Podcast.
Pew, pew, pew. Bing, bing, bing. Bop. Isn't that like one of the Batman from the 60s?
Bop? Yeah.
Bop.
Hey, everyone. Guess which one of us is the old one? Hi, Corbyn.
Oh, shit. That's me. I'm the old one.
That's right. And I'm the young, attractive one with good credit. Named Tanner. Hello.
I used to be young and attractive.
That's true.
No, you never saw me.
That's true. Yeah, that's true, too. You've always been old.
I've always been old and unattractive. But I used to be. I used to have this shirt. Swear to God. I used to have this shirt. I have a picture of it. I'll show you one time.
Yeah.
And it's me, and I have glorious hair.
Yeah.
And I'm smiling. I'm going like this. And my shirt says, "Chicks dig me." And I wore that out.
You're going to shrug it?
And I always had people ask me about it.
Because they said, why do chicks dig you? Or
no, it was always girls. And I'm like, tell me, why do we dig you? And
I do dig you.
Well,
So they
now
said.
You get to know. And then they did.
And now just a weird, blonde other man digs you and does a podcast.
That's, unfortunately.
Speaking of women who feel awkward.
Yes.
We have a guest.
Oh, my God. We have a guest.
Whoa, we got a guest.
It's been a spell.
Hello, guest.
Hello.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
I thought you were going to introduce me.
No, hey, we're all equal here now. And sometimes you got to pull your own weight.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of us command.
Yeah.
My name is Alli, and I don't think chicks dig me, but I would like it if they did.
Hi, Alli.
Hi.
Welcome.
You sound so meek. Beef it up.
Beef up the meat.
Beef up the
Where's
meat.
the beef
Where's
meat?
the beef?
That's another really old reference.
That is. Oh my God, that's 1980s.
That is a Burger King commercial from 1982?
I think that's an Alberta beef thing, isn't it?
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
Old ladies got burgers from Burger King and they were upset that the patties weren't thick enough. And they would say, "Where's the beef?" And that was the...
So listen, I'm getting right into it. We have tried to have Alli on how many times?
So Alli, for those of you who don't know, for our avid listening base, Alli was the lead in the last show that we did together. And you would have heard from our co-stars, JV, lovely. The first guest we had.
Yeah.
First guest we had. Delightful. Dayton came on.
Second guest we had.
I think it was second guest we had. That makes sense. And now that we're on episode 18, we have Alli.
Finally. And so how many times? Let's just get it out of the way. How many times did you cancel on us?
Oh, probably at least 5.
5. Yeah, it was at least 5.
No, it was an embarrassing amount.
I think it is legitimately 4.
She texted me today. She goes, "Can I bring anything?" I go, "Just you at this point. Just bring you."
Yeah. I've never had to work this hard to get people to come talk about themselves.
Because of this momentous
occasion, it is momentous. We are excited.
I thought we would celebrate on air during the podcast. Are you ready?
Live celebration. And
so I bought some champagne.
We have champagne. Champagne.
I got 3 cups. If you could start popping it, that'd be great.
Solo
That's
cups.
fancy.
That's
fancy,
nice.
Champagne.
And I wanted to celebrate with Twinkies. So we got Twinkies.
What are you trying to say?
We're going to have a Twinkie.
Okay.
Because I was thinking of, what was it, Zombieland. And they always eat Twinkies.
They did eat Twinkies,
yeah.
yeah.
So I was like, I want to have a Twinkie. They seem so celebratory.
I like
with
it.
some champagne. I thought it would be like, surf and turf.
I'm going to try an ASMR
good
thing.
and
You
bad.
guys keep talking, but I'm going to ASMR this bottle
ASMR
opening.
underneath.
I know you're looking at this badly, but trust me.
No,
Twinkies are amazing.
I'm excited. This is. I feel so special.
We'll take a bite on air together.
Wow, that's nice.
There's a Twinkie.
Thanks for not throwing it for real, because we know I can't catch.
Oh, I've seen you not catch before. I'm really excited. So we're gonna have some champagne.
Okay,
Pop
ready?
that cork.
Aim it.
This is
At
going to
me.
make a mess. You ready?
Yeah.
Shake
yeah.
it
Don't spill everywhere. Holy shit balls! That was scary.
Hey.
Opa.
Hey-o. Why do they say Opa?
I think that's when they smash plates, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
'cause
a Greek thing, right?
Yeah, it's a Greek thing. They smash plates and say opa.
Why?
There used to be a restaurant where we live, and they had an area after your meal. You would go take a plate and smash it.
Like the plate you ate off of, or
No, just a random plate.
seems wasteful.
I may be
and
wrong,
counterproductive.
but I believe my wife worked there.
It was called Dionysius or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah, Dionysius.
Dionysius?
Yeah.
Dionysios?
Dionysius.
Dionysius. Dionysius.
I don't think it's Italian, but yeah.
Oh. Cheers, everyone.
All right, cheers to Alli joining us.
I love you guys.
Clearing off the last of our show friends.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, baby.
That's not very good. Okay.
That's not very
Are we
good.
going right into Twinkies?
I like it. Yeah, we're going right into the Twinkie.
Okay, good. I'm going to
Are you
ASMR
gonna-
a Twinkie. Hold
Do
on.
we do it at the same time?
I'm going to have more. I like that so much. Bring it.
We did it.
This sounds horrible.
Hold on.
All right.
These were way smaller than
All
All
these.
right, cheers. These
Cheers.
Twinkies are smaller than they used to be.
We got to
cheers.
touch Twinkies.
Touch
Touch
Twinks.
Twinkies. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah.
That's good. Thank you.
That still tastes good.
That's so nice. This is gonna make
This
it
Twinkie
way
was
longer
made in
than the part breaks
1984,
down.
and it's still in perfect condition. This 6-pack, you know how much this 6-pack cost me?
Oh, I don't want to know.
Are you ready for that?
How much money?
$2.
That's too much money.
Speaking of money, I got a general gripe. Went to a restaurant this week, and this restaurant had the fucking balls to sell nachos on their menu.
Yeah.
$31.99 for fucking nachos.
For plates of corn chips.
For corn. This is not the most. I'm going to use that word again. Egregious. This is not the most egregious offense.
Good word.
Good. If you use it too many times, though, it doesn't sound as
I understand that, but I used it before we got on the air.
That's only said it once.
Now, that was before the meat add-ons.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
You shut your pie hole.
$31.99.
$31 for a plate. Did they rub your nipples while you ate it?
They didn't do anything.
No, too much.
No reach around, no nothing.
Too much money.
Okay, and also, I saw someone order these fucking things. I don't know what they're doing with their money, but clearly bad investors. And so they deliver the nachos, and this is every nacho at every restaurant ever.
Sure.
Who all worked at a restaurant before?
I have.
You've never worked at a restaurant?
I worked at Starbucks
No, I
That's
wasn't.
not a restaurant.
I wasn't
and the
poor.
Park Lake concession.
That's not, no. Have you
Neither
ever worked at
of
a restaurant?
No, I wasn't poor.
No. I've worked at many restaurants. And why does every restaurant insist on giving me like a quarter cup of salsa
Oh, the
with a
little half
giant
cups? Yeah.
with a giant plate of nachos? It's not
The
enough
cups get
salsa
smaller.
for
They only fill
anybody.
them halfway.
It's not enough for anybody.
Let's name this restaurant and ban them from all dozen
This
of our
is
listeners.
Hudson's Brew House.
I think it's a tap house.
Tap House.
You fool! It's not even the right name.
Hudson's
The egg on
Tap
your face.
House.
A brew house would have
Don't
charged
go
you
there and order their
$18.99.
fucking nachos. I was so mad. I wrote it down. I immediately wrote it down when I got
I
home.
bet you did.
I was so angry.
Did you bring it up with the wait staff? Did you say this is too much?
I didn't actually. You know me. Normally I would.
I thought, yeah.
Normally I would, but they're not the ones making the price. So.
I have another quick restaurant gripe. I didn't write this down, but this happened. Some close friends of my wife's and I, we went for a dinner. It's been a while, and they got young children, so we went out for a nice dinner. We went to our local restaurant in town, which is very tall.
Okay.
It's a very tall, high-rise restaurant in town.
Yeah.
Right?
Mildly soggy food.
Oh, so, okay. We get there. Air conditioner's
will
not
get it.
working. It's 39 degrees outside. AC's not on. They sit us down. takes about 18 minutes for the waiter to come to our table to start, to even come by for the drinks. So already I'm kind of getting ticked off because this is taking too long. And then they finally show up. Okay, yeah, drinks. Okay, and walks away. Another 18 minutes to get like water and pop, right? So finally it gets time. I'm already a little upset. And looking at the menu, and they got a new specialty menu on the side. So no.
Summer special menu. I got to think here. If this is the same thing as I'm going to talk about, it's going to be amazing. Okay, go.
So summer special menu.
Yeah.
So, okay. So think about it. This is a special menu that they are making for this time. This time because it's special, right? To give to people. So the chef had said, you know what? I'm making these. So load me up and I'm making this. So I read it and one of them seemed really nice and really tasty. And I said, you know what? That would be nice inside of me. So waiter comes. And I said, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to try this. And this was probably 6 o'clock afternoon, big dinner rush. And he goes, no, we don't have that. We're sold out.
Oh, okay. This is not what I'm going to say.
And
okay.
I said, oh, you don't have any of this? He's like, no, we sold it out at lunch. At lunch. I said, okay, probably should add more.
What was it, out of curiosity?
Yeah.
It was they called it basically a pork loin tomahawk cut.
Nice.
Yeah, it looked really nice.
That would have been good.
But gone by lunch.
Yeah.
I said, okay, well, then I'll just have my regular this one. No, we don't have that either.
Oh.
Yeah. So I got something else, ordered it. My friend and I made a point of giving our order because when the waiter or waitress is taking the order, they're not getting it, right? Given that you're talking, you're saying I want this, I'll have fries on the side, whatever. They're not picking up, and they walk away. You're like, this isn't going to work. And sure as shit, we say that. We said to the point where my friend said, "Hey, I'd like French fries," and then I said to the waiter, "He really, really needs French fries. Like it's a big deal. He needs it." I said that. Forgot his French fries, and forgot then like my potato salad too. So I'm getting more upset. And then dessert comes, and I said, "Okay, well, we'll get this chocolate cake. That's fine." And I say, "I'll get chocolate." He's like, "No, we don't have that." And so I looked at, I'm like, "Really, man? Like, do you just have it out for me? Like, do you just want me to go fuck myself? Is that the problem here right now? I got upset. Like, I'm like, you're gonna tell me no every time. This is the issue right now." I say this to him, and he's like, "No, we just don't have it." I'm like, dude, you need if I can go get the bill because I'm getting upset. Anyway, that was my restaurant for this week.
My problem with summer special menus, I thought you were going to say the same thing as me. So same place, Hudson's Tap House, same place, brings out the summer special menu. And this happens at restaurants all the time.
It's a thing.
And guess what they did? Guess what the summer special menu was?
More expensive regular menu.
Stuff that was already on the regular menu, not at a discount.
Yeah.
What fuck you.
It's straight up bullshit.
If it's not cheaper, then what is it? Why does this exist? I was so mad. Stupid.
What makes you mad about restaurants, Alli? I'm still eating Twinkies.
I don't like it when I order and then they look at me like I'm dumb. Like I feel like sometimes I'll order, like I went to a kind of a fancier restaurant recently.
But how do you know they're looking at you like you're dumb when I assume that's the look you get most of the days?
I was going to say, most of the time, it's like my normal baseline, but like I'll order with confidence. And
okay.
Like, I feel like I'm not being my regular
let's
Did you say something stupid like Quesadilla or something?
No, I did not.
Let's role play it out because I like to role play on the show. So, Corbyn, you're the waiter.
Yeah.
You're going to play yourself, Alli.
Okay.
And we're going to order. What's your favorite meal to order?
Well, I ordered like
what did you order?
Well,
what can I get for you today, man?
There we go. Okay, and scene, go.
Okay, I said I would like to please try the tofu tort, please.
Okay,
they looked at me like that.
Okay, well, I can't keep character, not because of what you said, just because tofu tort. Who the fuck?
Yeah,
they're surprised that you ordered
I
this.
immediately have questions for this nonsense.
Okay, well,
do you mean a tofu tart?
No, tort.
It was
T-O-R-T-E.
That is the thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tourte.
I thought it was Torte. I don't know.
I don't know,
matter.
but that's the word.
Yeah,
you know the
okay.
the word.
As long as the word's correct. Okay.
But nothing else on the menu looked like my vibe. Like I was like, none of
So
this
was he
stuff.
upset that you were ordering something ridiculous?
Just
Well,
really quickly.
First of all, she was standing like so close over top of me, like too close. Like if I leaned forward a little bit, my nose would have been like in her belly button, which I did not care for.
So you said nothing on this menu was your vibe?
I
and so you want. So I just want to say, you want your vibe to be tofu tort. That's what you want your vibe to be? Jesus.
That'd be a great wrestling name. Alli, the tofu tort is coming up in the ring.
I'm not super adventurous. I don't eat seafood. It was
That's
like
a stripper name.
that
Tofu
and then,
torque.
and then there was
Welcome
like
to the stage.
a pork loin. So that we ordered both. Like we got, and I was like, the only other main dish on this menu that I feel like I would want is this. And I like tofu. I eat tofu all the time.
Why?
It was and it was, you know what? It was a terrible meal.
Tort. It was terrible tort.
It was a terrible tort.
So it was tofu
It was
in a like
torture, if you will.
Is a tort in a tart?
It was like a pie,
Yeah.
but it had like tofu in it, and then like minced veggies,
Oh, God.
and then it had like this like pea paste, and it was like eating baby food. And I was like, I could make tofu better than this. I don't know.
And this is the vibe you wanted to convey.
Name the restaurant. Let's name check them.
Let's do it
right now.
Do it.
It was a bourbon and butter.
Bourbon.
I don't fit in. I'm not a
probably
fancy.
hang out with
Like
Hudson's
I'm
all the time.
like I give off like Hudson's.
Bourbon
vibes. I
and
don't
butter
give off
and
bourbon
tofu
and butter
tort.
vibes. Like let's just be honest. Like you know I was just.
Oh yeah,
trying,
you don't have to
I-
tell me. Yeah.
No,
You're
I
wearing
was
a killer clowns from outer space T-shirt.
Yeah.
How much were their nachos?
You know, we're going to talk about it later. They didn't have nachos on their menu.
Yeah.
Did you know the new?
We had
game?
bone marrow. Okay, the bone marrow was good.
Tell me about bone marrow. I've always wanted to try it.
Yeah.
Is it disgusting?
No, it was
No, it's
delicious.
good.
It was.
I
It
can't
was so fun to
I
eat.
can't
Like
get my head around it.
no,
So
you
good.
gotta go. We should go do
Put
it.
it on bread?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a toasted baguette or
We spread that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was
Yeah, it is tasty.
delightful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we watching, guys? This is a weekly segment where we say, "Hey, what are we watching?"
Watch it. Well, I, for one, just watched Beverly Hills Cop Axel F.
Yes, you did.
The fourth
Beverly
one.
Hills Cop
Finally
4.
watched it. So, I maybe subconsciously watched all three recently as well. So I was up to date and I was ready to go. And man, 3 sucks, eh?
Yeah, 3's
three is
fucking
a
terrible.
garbage movie. But you know what? This movie was better than it had any right to be.
I know.
Especially because all the people coming back, and it's been 40 fucking years since the first one. Yeah, they were just they hit the same beats. They played the same music, which is good.
I love that music.
They're still just driving. They kept pretty close to, played it pretty safe, I would say, for the first movie. I don't know why Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in it. He seemed confused the whole time why he was there, but
Yeah.
everybody else seemed really good. Eddie rolls back into it. Judge Reinhold.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah.
some work done.
Yeah,
Or he's just old. I can't
I
tell.
think he's just an old boy.
Yeah.
No,
That's fun.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
was
fun
really
movie.
fun. Good movie. Watch it out. Music
Alli,
was
have
good.
you seen a single Beverly Hills Cop?
I have not.
Seen
a single-
You know that song though, right?
Yeah, I'm familiar with.
Yeah, that's Axel F.
Yeah.
That's Axel F.
Yeah, that I got.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
What are you watching?
Like movies or TV shows.
Whatever. What are you watching?
I'm watching House of the Dragon. I'm caught up on that.
Fucking love House of the
So
Dragon.
good.
I'm so in on this show.
So good.
What do you think? What do you think?
Spoilers.
Plug yours. What do you think? Is so that the wife of the king, who's all burned up, she's kind of like got premonitions, right? She predicted the rat catchers were coming that night.
Yeah,
when she
she's-
said right.
she's
But
spooked.
she said the bug. She's like, the bug's not singing anymore. What do you think? What do you think that means?
I don't know.
Crickets.
There you go. Good job. The bit worked. No, like seriously, that's what I was wondering. Like, I wonder what she's. What does this mean? I'm interested.
Yeah.
But it was really good. It's
Yeah.
really good so far.
So good.
Although I think it's been a big waste of time having Damon at the
Yeah, what is he doing? Why
what
is he
doing?
still
It's
there?
been like
His
4
dragon
episodes.
looks like he wants to just get the fuck out of there
Yeah,
so
he's
bad.
like,
Like
dude.
in the last episode, he's like, can we go? And then she's like, wait 3 days, and he like thumps down in like defeat. I was like, this poor.
Did the
this poor
dragons
little guy.
talk?
No.
No, but like they emote. I think
Oh.
better than some of the people. Maybe.
Yeah.
I like all the actors on
Yeah.
it.
Well, so
They're all good. And,
Is-
the, and
is-
the ones, and just in true Game of Thrones fashion, you have ones that you just fucking love to hate.
Is Doctor Who still in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the first name in the credits.
Oh, he's top billing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Matt
Okay.
Smith.
Look at Doctor
as
Who
Damon.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am
What are you
watching. I was going to say House of the Dragon too. Or also,
As well.
I watched the movie Twisters with my kid this week.
Did you?
I saw that last night.
It was so much fun. It was a fun movie.
I liked it.
Again,
I
it's
am-
better than probably it had a right to be.
It did, and I am a Glenn Powell fan. I want to watch every movie he's in now.
I think he's well on his way to AAA status here.
He's
just-
in a Sydney Sweeney movie you should watch for sure.
I did
'cause
watch it,
know
and
you for
it
sure
made
love her.
me fucking laugh. It made me laugh, and you know what? I'm warming up to this Sydney Sweeney thing. She's kind of a bad actress. She's kind of weird to look at. But I kind of like her. Is that weird?
The colored parts
Yeah.
of her eyes don't, like, you know how normal
That's what
human
you're-
eyes, like,
Yeah.
there's no gap between, like, your bottom eyelid and, like,
There's no whites.
She's got, she got whites all around.
And they're like
Her eyelids don't touch, what is it, your cornea? Is that the colored part of your cornea? What is that?
your iris.
Your
Her
iris?
lids don't touch.
You
Like, they don't,
yeah, I know what you're saying, and you showed this. You've actually pointed that out to me.
several times, I think.
Yeah.
At least
bothers you.
3.
But what bothers
As many times as
we
I
actually
flaked
made fun
on
of her
you.
last week.
We did,
for being
actually.
Admiral Akbar. Like she has her eyes are like on the side of her head a little bit. So
Yeah, you stupid, beautiful people.
yeah,
And here we are,
Weird looking.
making a podcast
we
instead
are.
of being famous.
she's done it right. I think.
But no,
guess.
I like the Glenn Powell thing. I think he's done very well. It feels like a early Keanu type of thing, right? Where he's going to bang out like 4 swingers back to back, right? He's going to get his speed and his point break and his matrix, and then boom, he'll be good to go.
Yeah. I also watched another show. I finished it this week. I was very happy. I don't do a lot of reality television. I only watch 2 shows on reality television.
Okay.
One is Top Chef. I fucking love Top Chef.
Yeah, I know you do.
It's a good fucking show.
Yeah,
And the second one is
Mole.
The Mole. Did I talk about The Mole last
we
week?
talked about the mole quite a bit last week.
I'm talking about it again.
Okay,
I finished it. I found out who the mole was.
Oh, we did find out.
I had no
spoilers to the
No,
7
I
of
won't
you who
spoil
watched
it.
the show.
I'll never spoil it.
Oh, is it who you thought it was?
No, I couldn't figure it out.
Oh,
Although when I look back, he was fucking obvious,
it always is, isn't
and
it?
I couldn't figure
Hindsight
it out.
is a
I feel
bitch.
so stupid. Who wants more champagne?
Yeah,
Yeah, there we go. Let's pour that.
we're celebrating.
We're celebrating Allie showing up.
That's enough.
And in the meantime, we also like to touch base on what are we playing.
I don't play anything.
Did you play anything this week, Corbin?
No, I've been doing crosswords. Remember?
Right, because you're old. Allie, do you play anything?
No.
It doesn't have to be like video games. It can be board
play a
games.
board
Do
game?
you play cell phone games, board games,
Did you play Sudoku?
tabletops?
I did-
Wordle?
I did. I wordled
Splurtle?
maybe once.
I don't understand
I learned
Wordle.
how to play spike ball this weekend at a
Oh,
family
there you go.
reunion.
How do you spike
Is that
ball?
called volleyball? Is that the same time?
No, it's not. It's much harder.
Oh.
Actually, it's a very complicated game. I'm not very good at it. Yeah.
What's
good? What's
the
good?
point?
There's-
Describe a spike ball.
Okay, so there's like a little net on the ground and it's just a circle.
Oh, I've seen this.
And
Yeah.
then you can use paddles, or you can use a slightly bigger ball and you can open hand it.
Oh,
And you have a partner and you have to bounce. It's terrible. It was not fun.
Yes, I've
Okay.
seen this. This
I
is
just
kinda
got really
fun.
sweaty and then just made fun of the whole
family
time.
family reunion. Those are awful, eh?
I like
Now, you're a
those.
taller lady. I'm going to ask you this question. Don't get mad at me when I ask you this.
I'm already angry.
Okay, you're a taller girl. Okay.
You said lady before. I think we can
did.
go back to that.
I know, no.
You're a tall child.
I've met you before, and I see the error of my ways. It's definitely a tall girl.
Why are you a tall baby?
So do you have more time to react to the ball coming up to you because you got more distance there?
You know,
You should have been better, right?
one would think that I am more athletic than I actually am.
Okay.
You know, it takes coordination
Yeah.
and skill, and I have neither. So
Do you run funny?
I think I run
Funny.
like I run. I can run.
Okay, so you're able to run, but when you do it, do you look funny?
Like I don't stop to talk to people in fear that they're going to ask me what's wrong.
Or is it because people don't stop to
I'm
talk
gonna
to
do
you when
that.
you're running?
I'm going to do that next time.
Do you run funny, Corbin? I've never seen you run.
Corbin doesn't run.
No, I run great
Oh,
when I run.
yeah. I've never seen you run. I choose not to run.
I also choose not to run, but I don't run funny.
Right. Okay.
Let me ask you this, going back to the TV thing. Do you guys think it's better to binge a show or to watch it weekly?
I think it completely depends on the show.
Yeah, I flip-flopped on this quite a bit. We talked about this a few weeks ago, too. I think it's better for the show if you do it weekly because you get a longer duration of people talking about it on social medias and water coolers. You get a better kick of the show.
Okay, but that's not for me. What like that's for them. What's
Yeah,
for us?
I'm kind of with Allie on that. I think it depends on what show it is. All right. Do you have a preference?
I don't like waiting.
Right.
I'm not a waiter anymore. I
No.
don't like to wait.
Yeah,
No,
you
that's-
don't work at restaurants anymore, so
No,
you've
I'm
moved
not,
on.
also
Yeah.
not a waiter. That's correct. You're very good.
Yeah,
Very,
we're
very-
pretty good. Look at those puns and
She likes
play
the
on
I
puns.
words.
haven't seen you guys in so long. You
I
forgot that I'm
know.
funny.
That's true.
That's right.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, I started playing that Still Wakes the Deep.
Oh, yeah, I
we're
remember
gonna get
that.
into some horror stuff here. It's a horror, and actually, it's pretty good. If you like the Thing, if you like Lovecraftian horror, It's pretty good. The puzzles are pretty small and meager. Like, it's much more of just a walking sim. But the story that plays around you is pretty good. And Did
it scare you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's frightening. It's on an oil rig, which is a scary place out in the middle of the ocean. Yeah. And then kind of things start to happen.
Yeah.
It's free on Xbox Live Pass if you want to play it.
No one can hear you out there.
No.
I'm going to see Deadpool tomorrow night.
I know. I hate you.
Yeah.
Doesn't care.
Doesn't care. Going without me. I tell
No, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. We'll see. I'm excited.
Are you excited for Deadpool, Allie?
Yes, I am actually.
Good.
Believe it or not.
For reals?
Yeah.
You don't seem like a Marvel kind of movie girl.
I prefer Marvel to DC.
Yeah, everyone does.
Good
No,
answer,
true. Seriously,
Allie.
no,
Okay.
yeah, good answer. Like everybody does. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, I'm trendy. But no, I really like Deadpool. Big fan.
Yeah.
Excited to see it.
Yeah.
I've gone to 3 movies in like the last week, so I'm going to slow down for like a hot
We're going to
minute.
talk about one. Actually, what have you watched? We'll talk about it because we're still kind of in this phase.
What movies did I go to? I went to
Longlegs.
Maxine.
We gotta talk about
I went to
Longlegs.
Longlegs.
Oh, you
and
saw
then I went to
Longlegs.
Twisters.
We talked about Longlegs last episode. It's not about Daddy Longlegs spiders.
No, which was a bummer.
Yeah.
But you liked it less than me,
I did.
but I liked it more than you.
That is accurate
it's the
as well.
same sentence.
Yeah. You see what I did there?
I do.
Yeah.
Would you agree with Corbyn last week said it's not the scariest movie ever made, but it's a good thriller?
It was a good like psychological thriller, and it definitely was like an uneasy like feeling to watch it. But we'll talk about it. We'll get into it.
Okay.
I got opinions.
Let's just really quickly, before we get into the favorite movie of our guest,
We got some homework.
which is a question we like to do. Yeah, but we don't do homework anymore, do we, Corbyn? We do something else now.
You're looking at me.
I am.
And it's like I know what you're talking about.
Because you do, right?
But I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Because we have commandments now.
Ah, yes. The
Yes.
commandments.
Right. It's that
I've got the commandments.
judgy look I have here.
Let's recap last week's commandments.
So we've covered off 2 so far for our Radical Apathy Bible. And the commandments that one needs to live by, Allie, to be one with radical apathy. You can't just be apathetic. You have to be radically apathetic.
Okay.
Okay? So that's the goal we all strive to be. So we have nothing matters, so you may as well be nice. Right? And are you going to change someone's mind? And if you're not, then why even bother bringing it up?
Then why do we care?
Right? So yeah, that's the first 2.
That's the first 2.
I like it.
Yeah. You got to lean into radical apathy. And Corbyn's got one for today. We're going to add to the list.
So, I had it, and I told you this story. I got some assistance. Just say that, because I was writing things and I wasn't being clear, but I've got some clarity, and I think I've got one that sums up your first one and my first one into one commandment.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Seek neutrality. Strive to remain unfazed by events. And then add in
I'm
at the
writing
end,
that
be
down.
nice if you want. I don't care.
Seek neutrality, strive to remain unfazed. That's a lot fancier way than you and I talk.
I know. Seek neutrality is the rule. Seek neutrality.
But is it radically apathetic to seek something?
I think if you're trying to be apathetic, I think
You need to seek it
I
out.
think you seek it out.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think caring gets to you so much. Like, it gets you.
Yeah, what do you think, Allie?
I like it.
All right, good conversation.
I mean, I'm neutral on it.
There we go.
There we go.
I have an
Yeah.
opinion.
Now
Either
you're
way.
learning.
She's learning. Okay.
Seek
yeah.
neutrality.
All right.
There it is.
Seek neutrality.
What do you think?
I like it.
Do you have one for this week?
I mean, I have one. Do you want to do one each week?
Yeah, I want us both to do one each week.
I decided to do one off of what we talked about last week when the boss of mine, Kyle, that I used to work for. So I couldn't do what he says, so I had to change it to our version. So I'm saying, not your pandas, not your problem. Yeah,
Not your pandas, not
your problem. Yeah, don't get pulled down by other people's shit.
Yeah, don't get pulled down.
Yeah,
Do you find that you care about stuff too much or too little, or what do you think over there?
I feel like less and less now
Why?
because I'm actively trying not to care so much.
it's
Every day.
It's work. It's work to not care.
It's
It is.
exhausting.
You're going against your natural lizard brain.
Yeah.
I think you go and you start something and you have to have that point where you're like, wait a minute, why do I care about this?
Yeah.
And that's your meet God moment.
Go sit in the car, read the Apathy Bible commandments, and realize,
Yeah.
none of this matters.
Yeah. None of it matters.
Yeah.
Seek neutrality.
Now your pan is not your problem.
I like it.
I like it. This is about the time in the episode where we do a little thing we like to call the top 5.
Except today is different.
Go on.
I assigned Alli her own top 5, but she came with the top 13.
Now, don't blame her audience.
Don't blame. She's never been on here before.
She doesn't know. She's never
understand.
listened. She doesn't know what's going on
get it.
here.
I don't think you said top 5 in your assigning.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Of the
Right.
homework, I
pretty
believe
sure
you
I
just
did.
said your favorites and
And
why.
in Allie's defense, it's not like we've done a top 5 for the last 17 episodes.
It's
that we've
true.
been a show, so it probably comes out as a strange.
Alli could have easily forgotten after
Right.
listening to all of our
all
episodes.
17 of this. I'm
A
sure
few
all
she's listened to.
17 episodes.
Twice through.
That
Yeah. So don't be too hard on her because she would know that.
twice through.
Well, yeah, I started from 1 and then I worked my way back.
I'm gonna have some
you
more
know.
champagne.
Ooh, that's like the.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. I may have another Twinkie. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think you should.
I think we could all have.
We can
at
all
least
have one more Twinkie. There's
Yeah.
6 in there.
I think it's only fair we all.
just
have.
That
saying.
is math.
And this is a $2 box of Twinkies.
So, Allie, tell us what your top 5/13 is going to be about today.
Yes.
I have brought
Yes.
some damn good horror movies,
Fucking A.
and I wrote my list in order of years that they came out in.
So not your preference.
So they're not in any order other than like year they were released.
Okay, so what I want from you is to go over all 13, but you have to name your favorite of the 13 at the end.
Actually, let's do this. Yeah. One of the questions we always ask our guests is what their favorite movie is. So, yes, as you go through your 13, which is not 5, we will come to the end, and then you tell us which of those 13, not 5, is your favorite
Of
one.
13/5.
Not 5.
Can I give you my 13 and then can you guess my favorite?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I like that better.
All right.
Here we go.
Number 13.
So we're starting off strong in 1974.
Oh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. No, it's Jaws.
That is incorrect.
What is it?
It's going to be Phantom of the Paradise.
Oh, that's
Which
right.
is actually a horror musical.
Yeah, the one I forgot to watch.
Yeah, it's Brian De Palma, who 2 years later directed Carrie by Stephen King. So good director. Starting
And
off strong.
directed... What did he direct? Speed.
Did he do Speed too?
I think he did Speed.
I literally only looked at the horror genre to prepare for this
and
momentous
he
evening.
did take a look at my little friend.
Scarface?
Scarface.
Pardon?
He's a great director. Starting off. That's my first.
Say hello to my little friend.
Take a look at my little friend. Hey, oh, hey.
If you guys ever made T-shirts,
Yeah.
that's on the
Yeah.
back.
Hey, take a look at my little friend.
Yeah, that's on the back. But yeah, so that's
Phantom of the Paradise.
What's it about? Go over it, please.
it's essentially a Phantom of the Opera and Rocky Horror Picture Show had a baby.
Oh.
Essentially, so it's set in the 70s. This guy gets his face melted off in a record press, and then he writes this beautiful musical, but he does it in hiding because he's so hideous and deformed, and he has to be hooked up to a machine to exist. And then
He's always hooked up to a machine?
yeah, because he can't speak, so this guy figures out how to make him be able to sing and speak.
So how does he kill people if he's up to a machine all the time?
Theater magic.
No, like, does he walk around with this machine?
Like he'll unplug. He just can't talk if he's not hooked up to the machine.
Gotcha.
So that's his sound.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Yeah, and then there's some other demonic elements. Like the guy that owns the record company that's putting on this big show has signed his soul over to the devil. So there's that element.
Oh.
There's some murder. It's so good.
This film was a box office failure and received mixed to negative reviews contemporaneously while earning praise for its music. However, over the years, the film has received much more positive reviews and become something of a cult film.
Fuck yeah. I wrote cult classic down in
Phantom
my
of the
notes.
Paradise.
That's
Confirmed.
why
Phantom
I like
of the
it.
I'm going to have
Paradise.
to remedy this. I'm gonna have to
1974.
watch it.
Is so I lent it to you.
I know, and I forgot
You
to watch
gave it back to me.
I forgot to watch it.
You suck.
I didn't want to give it to you. I'm like,
You know how hard it is to find a DVD copy of that?
Oh, it's
Anyway,
probably impossible.
it's so expensive.
That's awesome.
So is the next one on my list.
Go.
If everyone's looking for a gift to get me, it's a DVD copy of this movie because you can't find it online. Actually, you could probably find it online, but I can't find it. 1977, Suspiria, Dario Argento.
Oh. Wow. Isn't it? It's a trip to watch, though, isn't
Say
it?
that again. Dory John and Juana?
Dario Argento.
Dario Argento. Suspiria.
Italian
Look at my
director.
list. There you go.
Got it.
That's a trippy visual.
Same lead actress. as in Phantom of the Paradise 2.
Oh, really?
Which was fun. Jessica Harper, she's so good.
Oh. But yeah, it's trippy, that show. A lot
It's
of
trippy
visual.
and so aesthetically like pleasing. I wrote down, I think, visually pleasing mindfuck.
Did you degrade yourself and watch the remake?
I did watch the remake, and
I never watched it.
Tilda Swinton was the only good part of that remake,
Which you can say with every movie ever, probably. 'Cause
probably
she's so
yeah,
good.
yeah. She's just so good. Like she just fits that vibe.
She's
so
scary. I think just Tilda Swinton in general is scary.
Yeah, like she
Plays
was
a hell of an
good.
octopus.
I bet.
But I didn't really like it. Like I like the original better. But I did look and same director. Like he worked on the show. Like he worked on the remake. So
It was a
At
film
least-
trilogy.
yeah,
Suspiria was? I didn't even know this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Suspiria was like the
What were the other two?
So it's called the Three Mothers Trilogy, and the second one is Inferno in 1980, and then The Mother of Tears in 2007.
Jesus.
Yeah.
They waited a bit.
Don't waste your time. Just watch Suspiria.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Okay, cool. Suspiria. I like it.
That's on there.
Okay.
Cool.
Then we jump to 1980,
You're not gonna say Friday the 13th, are you?
The Shining.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Shining.
You guys. The Shining is so. Shelley Duvall?
You know what? The Shining has been
Rest in peace.
outdone.
Yeah. IP.
The Shining has been outdone by Doctor Sleep.
No.
Doctor Sleep
He strangely likes Dr. Sleep.
is so goddamn good.
Respectfully? No.
Respectfully,
Is it
Dr.
better than
Sleep.
Jack Nicholson freaking out in an empty hotel with an axe?
And that
Here's
was
the
like
thing.
improvised, you guys.
Yeah.
That was improvised.
that's good. The problem is it's a very boring movie for about 80% of the movie. It is. It's a very boring movie.
It's very Stanley Kubrick for the
as
first
Kubrick
hour,
movies
two
are.
movies,
They're
yeah.
extremely boring.
It was a slow burn.
Now, I'm going to say Jack Nicholson's awesome at the end of that movie, for sure. Okay? I'm just saying Rose the Hat in Doctor Sleep is a really good villain. That scene where
I
she...
feel like you're just saying that because she's pretty.
Okay, first off, I'm in love with Rebecca Ferguson and
Yeah.
everything she is.
That's true,
But
too.
So I think you're a little biased.
No. That scene where they have to kill that little boy.
Spoilers.
Oh yeah. It's nuts. It's nuts.
been
And
out
she's
for
so
like 8
good.
years, but it's
Okay, go. Anyway,
The Shining
Shining
frequently
is so good for so many reasons. Can you explain to me
Mm-hmm.
the picture at the end? What's your interpretation of the picture at the end?
Oh, that it's just like a cyclical nightmare. Is it not?
Because he's in the
Like
he's in
history's
the
just going to
picture.
keep repeating
1936?
itself.
Yeah, something
repeating
like that.
itself.
Yeah.
So then it makes you think, like, was that even real? Like,
or
has he been here the whole time?
so my what do you call it?
Interpretation.
Interpretation.
Interpretation of that is that once the hotel has you, and like the hotel got him,
Yeah.
and so then you're absorbed into its history almost.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that was how I figured.
And that's why I don't like when they do the sequels to these old classics, because it's good because you don't know. It's good because
unsettling
that
'cause
mystery of what The Shining is and like that's the talking about is nice. But then when you get to Doctor Sleep, it's like, oh, it's A, B, and C. Oh, the Force is midichlorians. Blah blah. Like they just you take away the mysteriousness of it, which I think is a lot of the appeal. So I don't like when they do that.
Stephen King notoriously hates that movie.
Yeah, he
yeah.
did not care for the interpretation.
He
of it.
liked the TV remake with Stephen Weber more, and it's because here's the thing: Stephen King books are out there.
Yeah.
They're not.
He's a weird dude.
He's
Yeah.
a weird dude.
Yeah.
Like if you saw the two It movies, like the first one's great. The second one is what the fuck is this? That's because that's how his book is. It's like ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird book.
Yeah. Weird book.
Lot
Good
of
movie
orgies in
though.
it.
Okay, what's your next one, babe?
Number 11, 12. 5. 11.
1981, An American Werewolf in London.
I knew that was going to be on your list,
knew
and
that
that
was
might
gonna
be
be on my list.
that might be your favorite one, in fact.
We'll see.
Yeah. That might be. I mean,
It's
I'm
a John
calling it.
Landis movie.
Yes.
That one's very iconic because they blended horror and comedy for like
Yes.
the first time.
I might watch that tonight. That's
It's
how much.
so good. And you know what? They didn't use any CGI. All of the effects, real makeup. And then they had all these little pieces for
Who
his
did?
transition.
The makeup.
Oh, I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Who was it?
I don't remember, but it's on the tip of my tongue.
If only someone had.
If only someone
Had it open.
Googled-
Oh, you're talking to me?
Okay, let me guess. Let me
Who did
guess.
the
Let me guess.
special effects on
It's
that?
either.
It's a
It's not Tom Savini. It's not. It's okay. It's not Jonathan Landis. That's who directed it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's the guy who did the Dark Dinosaurs in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
What's his name? Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
No, tell
I'm
me.
not saying anything.
Okay, wait, you know what I'm talking about. The same guy. What's his name? Okay, go. I don't remember his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Stan Winston. That's who it is. Stan Winston.
Is he right?
Universal Studios execs were pressuring the director to cast Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi as David and Jack, but Landis went with unknown actors instead.
Which was the right choice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
Could you imagine that with Dan Aykroyd?
It's most famous
No,
for that.
I wouldn't like it. It wouldn't have made the list.
It's most famous for that transition scene.
So.
And that was all practical effects done by Stan Winston, is what I'm saying. Final
I'm
answer.
not there yet.
Keep
talking.
Final
Oh,
answer,
goodness.
Stan Winston.
Ba-da-da.
Creature effects done by Stan Winston. You know what? I haven't watched it in so long. I forget the general story beats of it. I just know that he turns into the werewolf, and that's all I know.
I watched it with my sister for the first time Thanksgiving this year,
Yeah.
and she it blew her mind. It was great.
Do you like to have your movies on hard copy, on digital?
Yeah,
So you have a copy of this as well?
I like the DVD. Yeah, I have. I like.
You get
my
Blu-rays
favorites.
or DVDs?
Either or. Usually DVDs because they're cheaper.
Yeah.
The
Is it Stan Winston?
stunning special makeup effects, design, and creatures earned Rick Baker the
Rick
first ever
Baker.
Academy Award
I
for
was
Best
Stan
Makeup.
Winston didn't sound right.
I knew it was Rick Baker. God damn it.
The egg on your face,
You
Corbin.
didn't, though.
You know what?
knew
Baker,
You were
nothing.
very
Baker was
adamant
in
that
my
you
head,
didn't.
but I didn't know the first name.
Baker and Winston sound so
Shut up.
similar.
You don't know what goes on in here.
You guys are so glad.
This
I'm
is a
here.
very delicate machine that's working at all times.
That runs on Twinkies and champagne.
Yeah. Go with your next one.
Okay, 1984.
Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street.
It is Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
What do you like about Nightmare on Elm Street?
Well, okay, so it's my favorite of all of the franchises that kind of came out.
I tried to get you to watch 3, and I'm surprised you didn't
I
love it
did
as much as I
watch
did.
it.
By
But
franchise,
you didn't love it as much
you
as I
mean
did.
like Halloween,
Halloween,
and
Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. I kind of lump those three together. It's my Nightmare on Elm Street, the original one, is my favorite of all of those movies.
You didn't like number 3, though, as much as I wanted you to.
I didn't love number 3, but I think it's because I like the original so much. I think if I'd watched number 3 without seeing,
If I could take
original one.
one thing out of the original, just one, it's when he's walking down the alley with the giant arms.
yeah,
I'm like, okay, it's
much
lame.
less terrifying.
It's lame. It's not terrifying.
Much less terrifying.
It's-
But they
it
got
looks
nowhere
Lincoln
else to
Camp.
go because he can reach
But
everywhere.
everything else, I actually really enjoyed.
yeah,
Yeah.
And there's so many different layers of it.
Do you get so? Do you have do you have unreasonable fear of Freddy Krueger when you go to lay down at night?
No, I think for me it's just scary because you can't control it, and then it's coming at you, and then the parents just the authority figures are the things that are supposed to keep you safe, and then when we fail you.
You know what? That's a great idea. But what I mean is, what I'm asking you is, when you go to sleep at night, if you're going to be irrationally scared of something
Yeah.
from a horror movie, what is it?
Oh, I think it's just some kind of supernatural thing hanging out on my ceiling and staring at me.
Mine's Freddy Krueger. It is.
Freddy, I feel I don't know, and I don't think I could take him, but I feel I would be okay
I
with
mean,
that.
at the end, it's a dude with gloves, right? It's a burn victim with gloves.
I feel I could
Right.
just stick my fingers in those little face
in the
holes. and
first
just
one,
get him out of there.
in the first one, they didn't explore all the nonsense they did in the other ones, where you set up your dream and it's this elaborate setup for him to kill you. No. You just had a dream and he was like,
Yeah.
"I'm killing you."
But do you see what I mean?
It was very. It was more visceral.
They
the
try
first
to
one.
explain the mystique, and it becomes weird, right? It becomes too downtrodden.
yeah, it takes
Yeah.
it takes away all the power.
The parents are the reason he's there.
Yeah,
Which is
and
the scary part.
They're what's supposed to keep you safe,
Yeah.
and they're just absentee parents.
Absentee
They
parents.
put locks and bars on the windows.
Yeah.
Totally backfires.
They leave all this shit in the.
can't get out.
Johnny Depp in his little crop top, just right through the bed.
I found this in your furnace. How did that stay in there? The glove in the furnace or whatever.
A budget of $1.1 million, and it made a box office $57 million when it came out.
That's huge back then. That's
yeah.
$300 million of today's dollars.
That's $10 billion today.
$100 billion.
Oh, my, it's so many dollars.
That's too many.
Okay, I'm gonna guess your next one.
Okay, go.
What year?
It is going to be the year 1988.
Okay, I'm not gonna guess it.
There's a glaring hint sitting in the room.
Oh,
Oh shit.
Killer
Clowns from Outer Space?
Yeah.
You are
Okay.
wearing a T-shirt. A video game just came out for that, by the way.
It's making a huge comeback. It's super
Yeah.
popular.
Yeah.
I got this T-shirt that I'm wearing at Universal Studios because they had it for their horror nights one year.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the movie they featured the year I went.
Yeah.
And then now it's just like everywhere.
Tell me why you like Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
And you really like it.
I really like it's so bad.
Yeah.
Like it's terrible, but it's so like comforting and cheesy and corny, and it's just like you know what you're gonna get. You can look at the cover of the movie and you're like, this is exactly.
I'm gonna get Killer Clowns from outer space.
It's gonna be absolutely ridiculous.
Why would clowns be from
Stupid.
outer space?
It follows all of the main like rules of a horror movie.
Is there anyone in it?
I don't think so.
No.
No one of. It was like a
Grant
one
Kramer and Suzanne Snyder.
It was a one and done. But no, like it's so terrible that it's actually like it's comforting. I find it's like one of my comforting horror movies. Like I nap to Insidious.
Yeah.
Because I love the underscoring and like Killer Clowns from Outer. I'm like I know if I'm like feeling sick, if I just put that on, I just have my little chicken soup, watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I'm like, this is self
What you
care.
doing today? I'm watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah, it was nice.
You say it with a straight face. Well, no. Listen, there's not the respect it deserves put on its face, on its name.
Yeah.
I'm going
So
to
you're bringing that.
I'm going to assume this is a
everywhere.
mistyping. So it shows a budget of $1.8 million and a box office of $745.
I don't think that's a mistyping. I feel like that might be accurate.
They didn't quite make $1,000.
They
on the
spent
box
all
office.
of their money on the cotton candy that people died in. I think is
That's
what
interesting.
happened.
Yeah, that's got to be a mistyping.
That has to be a typo.
Maybe
Yeah.
745,000.
Yeah, they made at least $20 off that shirt there. Unstoppable, terrifying.
But yeah, you're right.
How many clowns were there?
Clownzilla. I
They
think there was
finally
like five.
confirmed there's a sequel coming, and a video game just came out as well.
See, I think the sequel will be like. I think this will be one of the rare cases where it's maybe better.
You're not going to drag me to Killer Clowns from
We're
Outer
gonna go
Space Part
see it.
2.
We're gonna go see it together, and I'm gonna lend you a T-shirt.
Is it going to be a musical like the new Joker?
I'm not watching
Is that a musical?
I refuse
Yeah.
to watch that.
Ooh,
Gaga's in it. It's going to be a musical.
I'm
I
out.
like that.
All right, number whatever.
Okay.
do it.
Next number.
1991.
Oh.
Go.
Cape Fear.
No. Also a great movie.
Yeah.
Though. Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course.
So
Silence
good.
of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Of course. Well, you didn't say it, so
I
obviously
just watched
not,
it
of course.
recently.
So good. I went to it. Movie Mill had like a Throwback Thursday of it, so I went to it in theaters. It was great.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Such a good show.
Yeah. Big screen.
So
Popcorn.
creepy. So good.
So good.
Jodi Foster.
Which is why Longlegs was so disappointing because they were like, oh, it's the modern day Silence of the Lambs. Like it's 2024 Silence of the Lambs.
No.
But you can
It was
watch. But
not.
you can watch Silence of the Lambs today, and it still holds up and is fine.
So
Like, I hate when they
100%.
say that. Oh, it's modern day. It's like no, you can watch that movie. And
No,
it's
that's still an
absolutely fine.
incredible movie.
Yeah, no, it plays.
It so good.
$19 million budget.
Yeah.
Made a box office of $272 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And should have.
And
Yeah.
I bet you it's like one of the most referenced horror movies. Like,
It's so good.
Yeah.
let's tell you, it's very, very popular.
Yeah. Okay, I like it.
So good.
All right.
Yeah.
Next number.
Then we jump from 1991 to 2008.
Holy shit.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
not a lot happened in the 90s, eh?
I realized that maybe I
you know,
don't like
Scream was in
90s horror.
1996.
Scream, excellent, and didn't make the list.
Oh, okay.
And sorry, this list
but-
is your favorites or the ones that scare you the most?
No, just like my favorites.
Favorites. Okay.
Yeah.
We're carrying on. Here we go.
I don't scare you. It's The Strangers. The original
Ooh.
The Strangers.
We talked
is
about that
so
too.
good.
It's so scary.
So good. And it's so simple.
It's so simple.
So
and
simple.
So
It's
scary.
an elegant plot. Again, stemmed a franchise that just absolutely flops. But the original one,
The original one bangs.
Liv Tyler. So, yeah.
Liv Tyler's a big part of it.
This is one of the best parts.
Fun fact: the guy, and I think I've mentioned this on our previous podcast, but the guy that gets his head blown off is the guy from It's Always Sunny from Philadelphia, Glenn Howerton.
Huh.
Yeah, in a non-comedic role,
Yeah, that's
getting
weird.
his head blown off.
In his only non-comedic role.
In his
maybe.
only non-comedic role.
Went well for him.
$9 million budget.
Yeah,
$82.4 million.
yeah, deserved every dollar of that. I
Yeah.
still can't, and I
So
told him
good.
Sleeper
I
hits.
still can't watch the original. I've watched it once, and I can't watch it again.
Why not?
It's too intense for
It's
me.
too scary.
Yeah.
Okay, I will never watch that movie with you then because I will definitely get punched and it will not be good.
But it
So
holds,
when I go to movies with Alli and they're scary, I start giving her forearms. I don't punch her. I forearm her like this.
I think you wound up.
Look
during
at me
The
when I'm
Exorcist.
talking
The
to
new
you.
Exorcist movie, you wound
I
up.
forearm her like
I had a
this.
bruise.
with your full forearm.
Yeah,
Could've
I'm like,
reported it.
Yeah.
So, but this is interesting. And
Okay.
again, I don't watch scary movies, but
I know I've invited you to a few. and
yeah, no,
you've
I don't want to watch any of those
Definitely
things.
not convenient excuses.
Yeah, almost invited 4 times, then didn't show up. It only got a 5.1 out of 10 on aggregate review moderators. Roger Ebert gave it 1.5 stars out of 4, saying the movie deserves more stars for its bottom line craft, but all the craft in the world can't redeem the story. Bob Mondello of NPR said, a sadistic, unmotivated home invasion flick. No one is getting at anything in The Strangers except the cheapest, ugliest kind of sadistic titillation.
I disagree. Here's why I like it. Okay? And it's because of the main characters. They do this very, very simple thing at the beginning of the movie, and they kind of just touch on that she turned down his proposal. And they just got home from a wedding, and so this is hitting hard for these two. So these guys are on the verge of breaking up.
They're already
and then
having a bad
and
day.
they're forced to get together again and work.
Okay.
I like it. I thought it was a good characterization.
All right.
Okay.
Back to you.
Number whatever.
Number
All right.
7.
Then we jump to 2014.
Wow.
The 70s and 80s really did it for me, I think, in the horror genres.
Yeah, okay.
But okay, so 2014? 2014, It Follows.
Oh yeah, Micah Monroe again.
So good.
It Follows is weird,
Yeah.
hey?
David Robert Mitchell. Great movie.
What else has he made?
Tanner?
This is your list.
I know, I didn't do a deep dive. I just picked, and I wrote the director down in case, you were like, oh, he did this. Because you,
Well,
sometimes you do that to me.
I do that.
I'm glad you
You're
guys
very
asked.
proud.
I'm glad you guys asked.
I'm going to set you up for success.
In 2014, he did It Follows.
Yes.
That is correct.
In 2018, he did Under the Silver Lake.
Oh yeah.
And in 2025, he has a movie coming out called Flower Vale Street, which is already in post-production.
Ooh.
I don't know what it's about.
Taking a sweet fucking time.
Yeah,
to make
well,
movies,
Flower
isn't
Vale
he?
Street, it's about an upcoming American science fiction film. It stars Anne Hathaway, Ewan McGregor, Maisie Stella, and Christian Convery with no... Oh, and that's it. That's all it tells me. So it's sci-fi. So he's got a sci-fi movie coming up.
Interesting.
Produced by J.J. Abrams.
I guess it was like a little sci-fi elements in it. I don't know.
It's interesting.
It's one of my all-time favorites. I think it's so good.
It's weird that you have to violate. I'm going to see the words. I'm going to use the word violate. You have to violate your personal ethics to pass this thing on to somebody.
Yeah, it's awful.
Do you know what I mean? You're not
Yeah.
killing them directly, but you're
you're
putting
handing them-
yeah.
A death sentence.
And then they have to Isn't there a thing where they have to survive, or else it comes back after? If it gets you,
yeah.
it
So
comes
you
back
pass
to the,
it, and then
yeah.
if it catches and then it catches up to you, which is why I think it's so scary because it's just
Yeah.
always coming
So
for you
this-
at a walking pace.
The swimming pool scene was fantastic.
so ugh.
Yeah.
So this is just a movie about those chain letters from the 90s.
It's essentially that. Yeah.
Okay. David Robert Mitchell looks a lot like Ashton Kutcher.
He's the less successful version of this.
Yeah, he looks like a homeless Ashton Kutcher, I'm being honest.
Ooh, he kind of does.
Yeah. Look at
He
that.
looks like Ashton Kutcher, like pre What Not to Wear from TLC.
What's next? I'm excited.
Okay, then we jump.
gonna be
to
Get Out.
2017. It is not Get Out.
Oh.
Get Out
in.
didn't make the list. It made the first draft of my list, but
Wow.
it did not make the final list. That's right. I narrowed this down from 30. You guys.
Which, by the way, she has an actual list on paper and pen, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2017 Revenge,
Oh yeah.
which I also recommended you to watch.
I did watch that.
and then I think you started it, then you bailed.
No, I watched the whole thing.
You did get the whole thing.
I watched the whole thing.
Okay.
I didn't like it as much as you, and maybe it's because it didn't feel
You're
like
a
a
man.
horror movie to me.
Okay. Or that.
It was just a revenge flick. It was like Kill Bill to me.
Well, it's like a rape revenge. It's like I Spit on Your Grave. But like
It literally says
Alli
rape
P.
and revenge action thriller.
No,
Yeah.
and I don't like that. I don't typically like a rape revenge subgenre of horror, but this one I like.
Put it this way: I'm not scared when I'm on the side of the person
doing all the killing.
Doing all the killing.
That's fair.
It's basically
Yeah.
Taken, right?
That's fair.
Yeah, a horrible thing happened to her, 100%, like no doubt.
Yeah, but it's just like
And that was horrifying.
suspenseful,
Yeah.
violent,
Yeah. The
Build.
final scene when they're running up that hallway all the time, that was crazy.
like insane, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just like a mental. I don't know. I really like that one.
Yeah.
And then I know that like they filmed it in reverse.
Oh, did
So like in the end where like the apartment's just like disgusting and it's just a total mess. It's just like a bloodbath.
Yeah.
They started there, so they filmed the movie in reverse because they had to rent. They rented out this property, and they didn't want to have to like do a big cleanup on the last day of shooting. So they started with like the messy shit, and then they cleaned it up, and then that's how they. So,
That's cool.
Like, wouldn't it be cool to show up on your first day? You're filming that scene,
Yes.
and then you film the rest of the movie. Like,
That's pretty sweet.
very.
So that director,
yes.
Coralie Farget, I don't know if that's how you say it, her only other movie came out this year called The Substance, which is a body horror film starring Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, and Dennis Quaid.
Oh yeah, I saw a trailer for that.
Substance.
It's not out yet. I saw a trailer for it.
Yeah.
Also
It just premiered at the end of May, so it's probably not even out yet. But
I'll drag you to that too.
The Substance.
But no, she's a
Substance.
little like French influence in her films, which I kind of like.
well, I think she's from France, so that makes sense.
That's she.
2018. Us. No.
Hereditary.
Oh yes. You know, I know people that don't like the movie Hereditary.
I have 2 Ari Aster movies on this list.
And I don't like them anymore.
Like, do you just get like a bad taste in your mouth? Like, that's your ick. You're like,
If you don't like something that's awesome, I don't think I can be your friend.
I'm glad
know
I
what
put
mean?
this on my list then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great movie.
Listen, I was in the theater and it was about half full. And I'm in it. Okay? And that part happens where they're driving on the highway.
Yeah.
And the thing happens. I was like, I actually physically put my hand over my mouth. I was like, holy fuck.
And punch the person next to you.
I didn't. I went alone to that movie. And it got me. It just got me. And people bitch about the ending. And I'm like, no, fuck you. That's a great ending.
You don't get it.
I feel like at that point, like any ending, you just need some kind of closure.
Yeah.
After that ride, like I feel like you just need some type of like, and this is the end. You made it.
I was so. God, it sounds so lame when I'm going to say this. I was so active online, just trying to get people to rally on Twitter.
No, you guys, it's really good, everyone.
No.
Everyone.
No, even better.
Can we
than
come
that.
back and watch it again, everyone? I'll tell you why
No,
it's good.
even more nerdy than that.
If you don't like this, I don't like you.
No, I wanted Toni Collette to win an Oscar for that, or get nominated at least for an Oscar for that movie because she was that
so
good.
excellent.
So that's what I was on Twitter about.
She's
I'm
in
like,
The Sixth Sense as well, is she not?
Yes, she is.
Like she's
Yeah, she was
so good.
awesome.
She's up there with Shelley Duvall for me.
Yeah.
So Ari Aster, director, he has a film coming out called Eddington, which is a Western comedy. That's Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, Emma Stone, Luke Grimes, Austin Butler, and other people we don't care about.
Yeah, he took a turn.
Yeah, so he's got a comedy Western.
Yeah, like the
next one.
super fucked up to like a
Eddington.
comedy Western.
Sorry, what was his last movie? Beau Was Afraid, wasn't it?
Hereditary,
was a
Midsummer, and
producer on
Beau Was
that.
Afraid. Beau Was Afraid, writer, director, producer.
Oh, he did. Direct
Yeah, because you didn't like Beau Was Afraid.
I did not care for Beau.
And I didn't watch it because you said it was awful.
Yeah.
And I don't like Joaquin Phoenix.
An American surrealist
It
tragic
wasn't
comedy horror film.
Like if you like Hereditary,
Lord,
loved it.
and then Midsummer 2019 is next on my list, which
Yeah.
is also Ari Aster.
Yes.
If you like those 2 movies and you go see Beau Was Afraid, you will not like Ari Aster after.
Okay, so I want to say 2 things. First off, the cast in Hereditary,
Top notch.
sensational. Gabriel Byrne, Toni Collette, that guy,
Right,
that
Tanner.
kid, whoever that is,
Yep.
phenomenal. I loved the what do they call it? The diagram? Not you starts with the D. The D
Diaphragm.
Dichotomy.
Diaphragm. No. When they make little house scenes.
Diorama. No.
Dioramas.
Is
Yes.
that right?
Yes.
Isn't it a diorama?
Yes.
No, diorama.
So
Yeah.
she made
Rama?
her
Rama?
so her job was making little dioramas, and I thought it was just like it just mirrored the movie so awesomely. I just love that about that movie. Second thing, Midsummer. I've only watched it once. It made me uncomfortable.
Like physically ill.
Yeah, like physically
Like it made me feel physically ill.
Yeah.
So I love
Was
it.
this pre Marvel or post Marvel for
Florence
Pugh?
Pugh?
Pugh.
Florence
It was like
Pugh?
one of her-
It was before Marvel.
Was it pre Marvel?
I think she did like Lady Macbeth and then she jumped into that and like that like
That's the first time I've ever seen her. Is in that movie.
and she was so good. Like so good.
What takes place in rural Sweden?
Yeah, they bring her to Sweden.
So
So
much
they're
sunlight.
Americans, and they have this Swedish friend. They
Yeah.
bring her to Sweden, and then he's like, "Come to this like family festival. We're celebrating whatever the fuck it was."
Some kind of it was the Midsummer Festival
Yeah, Midsummer Festival.
with the May Queen.
Yeah, and
We're gonna
then
crown a new May
Whatever
Queen.
the fuck
and
it
then
was.
shit goes weird,
Like crazy.
crazy weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the ending is just like, "Oh my god."
Midsummer was made with a budget of $9 million,
Yeah.
and it made $48 million. Which the way you guys are talking about it, I would have assumed it was more.
Yeah. So
Maybe something more
So
of that.
excellent.
But I've seen clips of Midsummer, and the clips made me uncomfortable.
I don't think you'd like it.
No, I don't like these movies.
I know you're a big horror fan, but I feel
I like the idea of horror. That's
you like
about
what it does for other people.
Yeah, I like that you guys are excited about something.
You like that you have something to Google
Yeah.
while we're
I love that.
I'm doing my best Jason right now. I'm trying to fill it in as much as I can. Well, I'm you know what? I'm probably doing a better Jason than
How
what
many
Jason
left do we
ever
have?
does.
one.
Okay, so
Oh.
I'm going to guess it.
Okay.
What year?
2022.
Nope.
Corbyn has not watched it.
Nope.
What is it?
You have not.
It's Pearl?
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
It's on there.
Okay, can I tell you? So people have said Pearl is really, 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 really good.
Like the
It's
2022
the best
film?
of the three. Yes.
I didn't like X
Ty
that
West.
much.
I didn't care for X.
My problem is I hate Mia Goth. I don't like her.
What is it about her that you don't?
Her
Because
fucking face.
Because I get it. Because I don't really like her either. But the movie Pearl was like, she's a total vibe.
Yeah.
in Pearl. Like, she's so good. Like, the feminine rage is just unhinged and crazy. And maybe it was just like the state that I was in when I watched it for the first time, where I was like, this is beautiful.
She was in one of the movies that it's very rare for me to start a movie and just turn it off and stop watching.
What one was that?
It was called.
I feel like it's not, because I feel like I've recommended a few and you're like, I started it, I couldn't finish it.
No. I don't do it very often. It was called. It was the
movie I
beginning of last. It was in January. Not Deadpool. Infinity Pool. Her and the Skarsgård guy, and it was just awful. I couldn't watch it, and I hated her.
Which
every
Skarsgård
second.
guy?
The
so
True
many.
Blood one.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
so Pearl is a
The
prequel
hot
to
one.
X.
Yeah, Pearl's a prequel to X.
No. So they came out in order. There's Maxine, which I saw last week, I believe. It was
Right.
last week.
Right.
So it's Pearl and then X and Maxine, but it came out X, Pearl, Maxine.
Right.
The cast in X was really good.
The great cast. I didn't like it. But now that I've seen all three of them, I like them more. But Pearl, out of the three, Pearl is the shine. It's and it's also a standalone. Like, I feel like you could do just.
So
I don't have
Lady
to
goes
watch- well, 'cause
crazy
it's
and
the
kills
first
people
one,
with
I
an
can
axe.
just watch
Is that
that one.
basically?
She snaps.
Why is it your favorite?
Out of the three,
Out of the 13.
No, it's not her favorite.
This is
out
not my
there, too.
favorite.
Oh, this is not number one.
This
I'm
is not
guessing.
number one.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Sorry.
gonna guess the favorite.
Go ahead.
It's Werewolf in London.
No, it is not.
Wow, really?
But I think that's number two.
Oh, okay. I don't know what
That
it
one,
is then.
the shirt you're wearing.
Nope.
No? Okay.
No, it better not be fucking Pearl.
It's not.
Midsummer?
Pearl. I promise it's not Pearl.
No.
Could be Hereditary.
That one.
No.
Okay, what is it?
It's Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Okay, I forgot it was on there.
Guys,
God.
I have the tattoo. Come on.
I got some questions about horror
Just
for you.
plain.
I'm excited.
Okay, so
Hey, but good top five.
We're acknowledging.
Hey, good top five.
Great
13.
top five.
Well
Thanks.
done. Well done, Allie.
We're
Thanks.
acknowledging that you like horror movies, obviously,
Multiplied it by 4.
and we are saying those are the movies that you like.
Yes.
That's not necessarily the movies that scare you.
No.
So, what type of horror scares you?
I
Like
think,
genre?
No, like she gets my question.
Yeah, no, I got
I
got
don't.
you. I feel like the movies like The Conjuring scare me,
Okay.
or like Paranormal Activity. Like, I don't actually feel scared when I'm watching them, but then like later, because I live alone, if there's like a bump in my house, then I will feel scared.
But
I feel like, well, when I used to not watch horror movies because they would freak me out.
Yeah.
And then something inside of me snapped.
yeah.
And because I remember I watched the trailer for Disturbia. I went to Blades of Glory with my parents when I was younger,
Nice.
like you do, and then the trailer for Disturbia played before Blades of Glory, and I was so scared I actually slept in my parents' bed for like a few weeks.
Shia
And
LaBeouf.
if we look at the year
that movie come out
came,
like 4 years ago?
no, and that's why it's embarrassing. I literally moved home.
Sleep
I had to move back home because I was scared, but like I just couldn't handle it. And then I don't know, like now I started napping to like Insidious. I watched so many horror movies at once. I think my brain was just like, this is comforting.
It's just like getting information. I
love it.
It just saves you.
Yeah.
What is your favorite kill ever in a horror movie?
Oh, that's too hard of a question.
I know it's very hard.
I don't think I have an answer for. I don't.
I have a favorite. I'll tell you mine when you're
Okay,
thinking
you
of yours. And I don't think this is a good movie, but I think it's like a great camp movie. It's
Okay.
from Jason X, the one he goes to space in, and he takes some guy's head and rams it into
Spoilers.
like some sort of freezing liquid, and pulls it out, and his face is all frozen. And he smashes again, and his face smashes. And then there's like just an empty, hollow, bloody head. I'm like, that was just awesome. That was a good kill.
Okay, I think I got 2.
Okay.
Okay, so the original Friday the 13th, when
Okay.
Kevin Bacon's in bed,
The
and it
spear
just-
right through his throat.
Right through his throat.
We watched that the other day when I was with some people.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
feel
still
like
think,
that's
I
a
still
good
think he's a part of a cult when he says stuff like that. Yeah, I was with my people. We watched a murder movie. Right?
You're
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And then I think my second one is I don't really like this remake because I don't really like remakes, but the new Carrie movie that came out with Julianne Moore in it.
Oh, I don't remember seeing that. I don't remember even hearing about that movie.
Oh, you should watch it.
Okay.
It's not bad. I just prefer the original. Like Sissy
Julianne Moore
Spacek.
plays the crazy mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But the one girl, like, there's a car, like, Carrie, like, stops the car with her telekinetic powers, and then this girl's face goes through the windshield, and then she walks up to her, and she just has, like, glass, and she's just, like, dying, and then the car, like, explodes, and that's a really sick...
Who plays Carrie?
Chloe Grace... How do you say her last name?
Moretz.
Yes.
Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your second one?
Those were both of them.
Okay, yeah.
That was two.
What's your favorite
He's
subgenre
listening.
of horror movies?
I like a good slasher movie.
Me too.
Yeah, I
like
like a good slasher.
movie.
That's good.
I'll tell you what I don't like, and I'm going to talk about it in a sec. I don't like torture porn.
Not a big fan of torture porn. Did I not coin torture porn to you a couple years ago?
Did you coin
when we
that to
met?
me?
I
No,
feel
I've
like
heard
I
that
feel
for
like
years.
I feel like I said that, and you were like, "That's
No, I heard that
Alli,
back when
you're
the
so smart.
Hostels came out. They were called torture porn back in the day. And I think the Hostel movies are the worst movies ever.
that." And like Human Centipede, like no,
Do you
we don't
find-
need that.
See, I don't find body horror or torture porn scary.
No.
Those movies aren't scary to me.
They're just off-putting.
They're just off-putting.
I feel like.
Yeah.
What about when South Park does it?
Body horror for
Iconic.
South Park?
When they did the centipede? The Applepede?
How do you sleep after a scary movie?
Usually fine.
Yeah. Do you ever like? I don't.
I
Sleep.
dream about
Yeah.
them. But I also like I have a dog. So I just really put all my faith in this small little meatloaf with legs that he's gonna bark if something's gonna murder me and maybe
Is
go
that
for
going to save you?
No, but like I would be aware.
Wouldn't you rather not be aware if there's a blade coming at you?
I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like I would like to know.
Okay.
Why?
Like I'd at least
is-
I'd like to experience it.
Yeah. Okay. Something to write about later.
Why is
We'll make
Jordan
a sick
Peele,
movie about this.
Yeah.
Why is Jordan Peele the best director in horror today? Go.
His movies are original, unconventional, and just actually really terrifying.
Thought-provoking.
They
scary
are.
movies.
They make you think, and also I feel like they're not like, especially Get Out, not that far-fetched. Like far-fetched in terms of like what they're actually doing, but
when you
like,
watch it the second time, it's like hilarious. It's hilarious.
dramatic
The first
irony.
the first time you watch it, it's a freaky movie, and then you know what's going on. The second time
Yeah.
you watch it, it's fucking hilarious
Yeah.
because you see how all these people are acting, and you're in on the
same,
joke.
same with Us. I didn't care for Nope that
Loved
much,
Us.
but like Us and Get Out,
Nope
very good.
was a very interesting movie because I am a big Jaws fan.
Mm-hmm.
This movie reminded me of Western Jaws.
Really?
Yes.
It was the spaghetti western of Jaws.
It was the spaghetti western of Jaws.
Okay.
It was the same idea. It was a creature feature.
Yeah.
They didn't show it very much.
I
Great
wish
characters.
they wouldn't have shown it, and I feel like I would have loved that movie. But they had to show it.
It was good. I liked
Did
it.
they though? Again.
No, like they just had to ruin
you
it.
wreck it.
Like they
Yeah.
could have just kept, and I would have been absolutely into that movie.
Okay, so we're going to get into later on when we talk about mental health about some of your background, but I'm just going to mention it. You were a stand-up comedian, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. I want you to describe the intertwining of
know that.
comedy
Yeah,
and
I
horror.
think you're
gesture
milking a
means-
cow. Is that what that is?
Fisting. What?
how comedy and horror work off each other, or how it's I think people who like comedies like horrors. Do you know what I mean? Like they
I think it's like an experience.
Dramas are just dramas. They're just
Yeah.
what they are. Whereas
Like, you know
comedy
what
is
you're gonna
so
get.
interpretive, horror is so interpretive. They just give you more.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Like, are you talking about like horror comedy like together, or just like
Could be together, could
the
be
genres
separate.
and-
The genres
I feel
themselves.
Like they're experiences. I feel like I really like going to movie theaters. I feel like horror movies are best experienced in a theater with
Yeah.
a bunch of people that you don't know.
Or in this place right behind me,
That too. Yeah.
In his
Sick
horror
flex.
dungeon.
in my horror dungeon.
hole. And like same with comedies. Like sometimes things aren't that funny, but then if you're with a group of people and someone starts laughing, like it's like don't laugh, and then everyone starts laughing because it's just I don't know. I think it's more of an like I rarely laugh out loud when I watch movies, but I'm much more likely to actually have a chuckle if I'm in a theater. You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
I've never laughed in movie theaters.
You don't seem like you laugh much actually. That sounded forced.
It is for
Thank you for telling us your favorite horror movies. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Top 13. Silence of the Lambs.
We'll
number
work.
1.
We'll work on it to make it a top 5. But yeah, it's still good.
You know what? When I come back in 33 episodes after
Yeah.
I blow
Yeah.
you guys off 8 times,
When
I
you
feel
come
like
back. Yep. That's
Listen,
what'll happen.
Right.
You have to
I'm
listen
under-
to
I'm
the
reading
next
them.
episode where we make fun of you for this episode.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's
Yeah.
it's tradition on this show.
No, that was great. Thank you. And for all you people that do like listening or watching scary movies, I feel bad for you. But I hope it brings you some joy. We
Get into it.
We do things on this podcast, Allie. One of them is to eat Twinkies.
Did you see me catch that?
I did see you catch
It
that.
did. It's pretty good.
Twinkies.
And whilst we eat Twinkies, we ask questions of our guests who come. And they're not easy. I know you've done other podcasts recently. Friends of the show, Average Superior. I believe you've done them, 7 times now?
Yeah.
Right.
Just twice.
And just us once.
You've been on there twice? Are you fucking kidding me right now?
It was like a couple weeks ago. It
Are you
wasn't even
fucking
that far.
kidding me
It
right
wasn't
now?
even that far.
I hope they're fucking listening. Fuck you guys.
No, it's fine. It's, you know what? It just reminds me of my parents' divorce and neither parent choosing me. So
2 Christmases, 2 Average Superiors.
no, I didn't get anything. So we do have questions for you, Allie.
Okay.
As we get through it, and they're not easy. This is hard Jerry Springer shit we're going to throw at you.
Ask me the questions. first,
Hard-hitting
Cooper. I'm not
Hard
afraid.
hitting questions that we have. When you're ready,
Go ahead.
can you give us a rundown? I mean, I can go through it, but I won't do it as well. So can you give us and our listeners a rundown of your performance background? Because you are what I would consider a performer that we've had on for our show. So give us a rundown. What are we looking at with Allie?
Well, I actually started performing when I was very little. I was like 4 or 5. And I did church plays. Actually, I played Mary every Christmas.
God.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's
my God.
right. That's right. Woo. Represent. So I started there, and then all through like elementary school, I would weasel my way into singing the national anthem. I would do the talent shows. I would just kind of get to do the little extras. I was sure I was like insufferable. Like no one thought I was cool, but I was like, I am the shit. And then in middle school, I started doing musicals. So I switched schools to go to a public school where they actually did.
So the
musical
intention
productions.
was to switch to go to a dramatic school.
Yes. So I specifically was like, Mom, I need to go to this place. So my parents were like, go off. So I did. Started doing musical theater in middle school. Loved it. Did it all through high school. Sang with my dad's band when I turned 18. I went to university and I have a BFA. So I call it a Bachelor of Fuck All now, but it's just it's a fine arts degree. Had to go back to school for a second one. But I did psych for a year and I hated it. I wanted to do musical theater. I wanted to be an actor. My parents were like, if you can get cast in a show, you can swap.
Oh.
So then I got a lead role in Carrie the Musical.
Oh.
Funny horror musical.
Weird.
Started that was I think one of 3 horror musicals that I've gotten to do. Not that anyone's keeping track.
I'm seeing a pattern.
Love it. And then I did that, and now I just I do performing, I do acting and stuff as a hobby, and
So you've sung,
there's that. Sing?
you've acted,
Yep.
and you've done stand-up comedy.
Yes.
What's your favorite to do of the 3?
I've also done improv, which I think is also up there.
Okay, improv. Okay, 4. Of the 4, what's your favorite to do?
I think I like musicals the best.
Musical the best.
Yeah, because it's kind of everything. Right?
Yeah.
A little bit of everything. So that's my long-winded version of that's my performer journey.
Okay.
Thank you for being here.
Well done. You did a show with Corbyn and I.
I did.
It's probably fair to say that you saw our burgeoning talent.
I did.
And
Yeah.
you headhunted us to star in the show.
I did. I picked you. I handpicked you
Right.
guys.
And now that you've seen us from start to finish on the show, how bad do you feel for bringing us on?
No, I would do another show with you guys in a heartbeat.
Oh, come shake your face.
Shake your face.
Come on.
That was so great. I would work with you guys again in a heartbeat.
No, I was making a joke, but yeah, you just were really nice about it.
Yeah.
So step to my joke with
I'm
kindness.
also nice.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. What's one thing about stage work that you really enjoy? And what's one thing that you really don't enjoy?
I don't like.
Into the mic.
I don't like. Sorry, I'm nervous. I don't like all of the potential drama behind the scenes. I feel like when you're working on something that's short term, like, and you're filming, like you do a scene and then you're done. But like with a musical, it's a lot longer of a process.
I got to tell you, just from personal experience,
Yeah.
like with the people that we had on our last show going into that should have been the least amount of drama
And I
in the history of.
What was it?
I think it was in terms of us as a cast and just like group of people. I think there was just one problem.
Dayton.
that diva. But no, I don't think there was a lot.
It was too much.
I don't know. It was not as dramatic as the one in the year previous. But that being said, I feel like a musical is such a long, and then you're so tired at the end too that it just aggravates everything.
I was surprised with how tired I got.
Yeah.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Like, I'm like, man, I'm fucking wiped.
And why is it, Allie? Why does a 5 hour or even 4 hour or even 3 hour session, just practice, run through, whatever it's going to be, why is it so draining on a person?
Well, you're using your brain to remember stuff. You're also like breathing differently. I don't think people realize that you sing and even acting and like talking in a bigger space, you breathe differently. So it's just physically demanding.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be in a room with me, which is exhausting. Like, do you guys not feel it already?
Yeah.
People have probably turned this off by now. They're like, oh, God, she's the worst.
I go, no.
Fucking on the Superior podcast twice. That just fucking drives me nuts.
I knew it would. That's why I didn't tell you. I wanted to bring
You
it up
knew?
naturally. Oh, yeah. Well, I listen to their podcast.
Yeah, I knew.
I do, too. Twice
Yeah,
through.
I know you do.
All right, listen, why? You said you like Silence of the Lambs.
I do.
So you must like Jodie Foster.
I do like Jodie Foster.
Why is she so fucking angry in the last season of True Detective?
I did not care for the last season of True Detective.
Right.
Why
At
is she
all.
so
I
angry?
waited for her to just turn it on and have a good moment, or like that plot to just really, but it was so disappointing.
Did you find, like, I found this, her anger, and it was weird. It was like she was overacting, or it's like here's what it's like. It's like they didn't have enough takes, and they didn't have enough good choices to pick from.
It makes you wonder how they edited it to where that's what they chose.
No.
Right?
She didn't have the full story when she signed on to do the show. And then as they were filming, she figured out the ending.
Oh, this
and
is
was
shit.
Like, this is the worst thing I've ever put my name on. And she was angry about that.
And you can see her
too.
give a fuck.
Like, when you watch something and you're like, these actors are not in it.
I didn't mind
Yeah.
the.
I feel like that was a little
So I'm in the small minority camp. I didn't mind the ending. I didn't mind it. There were some unanswered questions or whatever, but
There's a lot.
I didn't mind the ending.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand why. Like, she just took away from so much, which was bothersome to me.
Yeah.
What's the greatest lesson that someone has passed on to you about stage work that you've taken, that you repeat it in your head every time when you're out there?
Yeah.
What's the one thing that you kind of focus back to, your linchpin?
I think if I'm not nervous, I shouldn't be doing it. Because I feel like for me, nerves, like not like debilitating nervousness, but I feel like if I have like that anxious like pit, like especially before an audition, if I'm not nervous before I audition for something, I shouldn't be auditioning for it because I don't care about it.
That's a good point.
So like I know that like when I go to do a show, if I feel like that like nervous excitement, that it's a good choice. And also, if you fuck up, no one's gonna know unless you like fall off the stage or something.
Or you have group auditions.
I didn't know they were group auditions, and you guys handled it like such professionals.
And that's why you're not nervous at all right now.
I told you I was nervous. I've said I'm nervous like probably 4 times.
Yeah. What else? I got in there.
Okay, so you played a blind character in our last show.
I did.
So I want you to pretend that you're blind, and I want you to describe to us the color pink.
Can I do a voice when I'm describing it?
Yeah, sure.
Whatever gets to the
I
process.
feel like it's kind of like it's like happy, but like also it can be like angry, and like it flows.
It just flows.
Like it just flows, and it feels like kind of a hug, but also like it's gonna choke you
The
out.
pink is punching me in the face right now.
You know what? It's a good example of an actor, because you went into that character and I immediately hated her.
Yeah.
I wanted to physically punch her in the face by that description. So you're a good actor because you immediately pulled that response like, oh, this Joffrey talking motherfucker. I don't like it. What else? What's okay? So that's where we're at. What's the end goal of your performance career? Like where would you end up? I guess whether you want to call it the dream spot, end up, but like where would you say you get to? That's your spot.
Like if I had a dream job, like a dream gig as a performer,
Yeah, where
and
we
I
can
could
get,
do,
and you can say, I did it. I finally did it.
Oh, I would be an actor on Saturday Night Live.
SNL.
That would be
Okay, so
sick.
you're on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
They're the writers. They present sketches to Lorne Michaels. What's the sketch you're presenting to Lorne Michaels?
Oh, I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
We ask hard-hitting
questions here.
I don't
We're not
know.
average or superior.
Yeah,
We're radically apathy.
Yeah, that's what we are.
I don't want to tell you it if someone listens to this and they take my idea to learn before I get
Nobody
to it.
listens to this.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You're all good.
No one's gonna hear you.
Nobody's going to hear you.
I don't know. I probably do something off of like intrusive thoughts or like just an insufferable character about like, I don't know. I'm just random.
Like a all
Like
bad thoughts or one good thought,
Well,
one bad
so
thought.
I really like the Debbie Downer character that they had. And then I really like Mary Catherine Gallagher. I feel like I would try to build a character like that and just put her in random settings.
Okay.
Because I feel like SNL's kind of moved away from that vein of things, and I like that.
Okay, comedy. Do you like... so in the 80s, especially in the 80s and early 90s, like slapstick comedy was a big thing.
Yeah.
Do you appreciate slapstick comedy, or do you think it's just like an easy way out?
I've done slapstick comedy. It's very hard, actually. Like timing is very, very challenging. So actually, I didn't really care for it. And then I did a show that was very slapstick. It was like a Western version of Shakespeare. And then the director said, this is also going to be just like a slapstick bit. And I got physically injured so many times in that show. Like it was... And then I have an appreciation for it now.
Okay.
Like I think if it's done well and it's intentional, like if it's going to... Like you have to go 110% with it. Otherwise, it's...
People can
falls
tell.
flat.
You can
And
tell
you're
right
like,
away
oh,
if it's not.
I bring that up because I think we talked about it. I recently watched all the Naked Gun movies again
Yeah.
with my son, and I just I have an appreciation for Leslie Nielsen and how good he did in those movies.
And see, and that's the kind of humor I would always kind of place you into, Alli, is if you had a role in a movie like that. I think you play off that.
That'd be fun.
Almost Leslie Nielsen, almost straight man, but in ridiculous situation. Because you have very good timing. You have very good comedic timing, which is the hardest thing for people to take on. So I think, in that kind of movie setup, you'd feel it. You'd fit in pretty well in that kind of movie.
Thank you.
Which they're redoing it there with
That's my moment.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the new Naked Gun movie.
The new
came out.
Naked Gun.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, let's pretend that I'm a young woman. Are you guys pretending?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Pretending.
Should I close my eyes?
Yeah, you do
Just be blind.
Do your
Just
process.
be blind. I'm blind.
And I want to get into acting. What do I do?
Don't.
What do you tell?
Luckily, no young women are listening to this.
That is true.
Don't do it,
It's
kids.
true. Don't do it.
Don't fucking do
Stay
it.
But
out. It's
if
mine.
they really wanted to, what advice would you give a young lady, woman, child, wanting to get into the biz? What would you tell them?
I think just find what feels authentic to you and what you like and do that, because people can see through it if you don't genuinely like what you're doing, and you won't be as believable.
Give me
Or
an
as
example.
enjoyable. Well, I feel like I now just do performing because it's a fun thing for me to do. Like
Yeah.
it's something that makes me feel full, happy, good. I don't just take roles because they're roles. I think a lot of times when I started out, even, it was always just like looking for external validation and taking whatever role I could possibly get my hands on.
But is that also people just looking for work? Like if you're going to work
But-
acting
and that-
full time,
and
you
that-
just need to
and
hammer
that's-
roles, right?
That's what I think. So I think if you want to get into find what you like first and make sure you're having balance of that. But for me, I'm not doing it for a living, so I'm just picking what I like.
Yeah.
So we talked about you being a comedian. How long did you do that for again?
9 years.
9 years. Okay. So you're a writer. Do you wrote all your stuff, or do you
did.
have other people write it as well?
Like I have enough friends to write my
I don't know.
jokes for me.
I gotta ask.
No, all by myself.
Okay. So if you had to write your own eulogy,
I have.
okay, what is it?
I'm not going to do it for you here. You got to come to my funeral.
I don't.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Listen.
I'm busy that day.
We're busy.
You guys are going to be there.
We
It's
can't
gonna
be
great.
bothered.
I wrote you guys down as pallbearers.
Oh, I'm
If-
not lifting
if-
any.
if-
It's you guys and the average superior guys.
If you die before him and I die,
It's gonna be lopsided. Their side of the thing's
Yeah.
gonna be higher than
They're
ours.
going to listen to all of us, and him and I are going to be dragging along. Those two
I'm
just
gonna fall
lift
out
it.
and roll
You
away.
guys
You're going to be like,
Yeah.
"Man,
You guys
her
stop lifting it so
timing
high. Oh my god!
is- timing is
Jesus
impeccable."
Christ!
On our shoulders, really? Oh, fuck.
Why are we gonna bring it so high?
Corbyn's feet just dangling off the ground because it's just a little too short.
Yeah, I'm not lifting one thing with those monsters.
Not a
no
thing
way.
with those guys.
Good lord. So give us a taste of it then. Like what, or just make up now.
What are the highlights? What are
Yeah.
you trying
Well,
to
I
get?
think I want it to be underscored. Like I'd like to have like the final countdown be played as I'm lowered into the ground. I think that's good. I would really like to do a bit. Like I'd like to do a bit with myself. So I think I'm going to have it written in my eulogy, like, thank you all for coming. And I haven't decided between like whether or not I want to have like food out first. So then I can like do like a little video before I die where I'm like, hoped you like the cold cuts. It was me. Or like do a bit where like I put like the speaker in the casket and it's like, let me out. And then like have the person doing the like delivering the eulogy like in on the bit, and then like it's like sealed and it's like I feel like I like
sealed.
like
I just want to go to I just want to rent out a pub.
Yeah.
And then just play Bad Boy for Life by P. Diddy.
Nonstop.
And that's my theme song going out. And that's it.
I like that.
And have some drinks.
I like that.
Yeah, I think there's
much less dramatic.
Yeah.
Than mine.
Because, I mean, funerals are not for the deceased, obviously. They're for the people living. So I like that idea of just doing it yourself. Like, I've also toyed with the idea of just videoing myself doing everything, and then you just got to sit there and listen to me talk for 40 minutes. Because fuck you.
Like, she died doing what she loved.
All it is
making us
like
sit through another performance.
These,
like,
friends, viewers go up and say, oh, I really liked Corbyn, and he liked animals, and he was great.
Hates animals.
You can just go
Hates
on there.
animals. You don't even know me.
Exactly. Yes, right. So you can go there and be like, we got a cigar, and all right, here's the first thing. Hey, you fucking people, I hate you. I hate animals. I've never been radically apathetic.
You guys got it all wrong.
Yeah,
I was seeking neutrality. I was seeking my own demise. I don't know.
Yeah. I think there's humor there. See, that could be a sketch for SNL.
I like that.
Yeah, she prepared her own eulogy, and then it could just be nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome. You can have that.
Light cues.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
It's all about like cues. Okay, we talked about a lot of horror stuff. Fictional characters. Do you read
I do.
books?
Yes.
What fictional character do you identify with most, and why?
And why is it Jade Daniels?
I don't know if I have an answer to this. I don't know.
No,
I don't have an.
Not one person came to mind when I said that.
Not really.
Okay.
I feel like I will read a book and I'll be like, oh, I totally read this, and then I move on to the next book and I'm like, all right, I just like
What about you?
no specific character. What about you? Yeah.
I probably what's his name? Now I'm just having a brain fart because that's how my brain works. Bill Cosby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby, the character? A fictional character?
Sure. How about you?
Mine is going to be Phil Connors
From
Groundhog Day.
Phil Punxsutawney
Because
Phil.
I feel like I just go through the same fucking day all the time. And you see his frustration and how he deals with it and tries to make do. And that's what I feel like I do.
See, I think you can tell a lot about a person by which fictional character they choose they are most like.
Yeah.
Obviously, mine was a joke. I don't rape people with Jell-O. But yours is accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't lie on that one. Phil Connors. Phil Connors?
Phil? You gotta go higher. Phil Connors?
Ned! Smokes him one. Fucking best. You know what? Who didn't want to do that exact scene in your, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Phil smokes him. Just,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's great.
Anything? We
Nothing?
bought you
Have you seen
30
Groundhog
seconds
Day?
there.
I still don't have an answer. I don't know.
Okay, but
Okay.
have you seen Groundhog Day? Have you
Once.
seen Bill Cosby?
Once?
Once.
Oh, wow.
I've seen Groundhog Day one time.
It's amazing.
Could not recall it.
Wow.
He's living the same day over and over and over and over.
I'm
again.
familiar with the premise.
You just said you couldn't recall it.
He was
No,
in-
I mean, like I've seen the movie. I just like it didn't.
Bill Murray was in
didn't jump
Ghostbusters.
Bill Murray, very
out.
popular
I'm familiar.
character.
I'm familiar, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'll just see
should we,
myself
Should we
out.
cancel it right now? Or should we just
Just don't publish this.
Okay, we'll finish it. We don't got a lot left. We'll finish it up. What's your? Okay, so we talked about your favorite movie, but one other thing we talked about.
Wait, we didn't. Is that your favorite movie, or is that just your favorite horror movie?
It's my favorite horror movie. I think it's
Do we not cover the favorite movie?
up there.
No.
Jesus, we're not good at this. What's your favorite movie?
I think. Well, actually, now that I think about it, probably Silence of the Lambs, but also
Oh.
like Pulp Fiction. I feel like is one of my favorite movies.
Oh, Tarantino time.
I love Quentin Tarantino.
What's your favorite Tarantino movie aside from Pulp Fiction?
Hateful Eight.
Django.
Okay. Yeah.
Hateful Eight. What's yours?
Either Reservoir Dogs or
Good. Oh,
or The Hateful Eight.
Kill Bill is close. It's like 1 and 1A.
Yeah.
Hateful Eight and
Kill Bill, but not Kill Bill Volume 2.
I see them as one complete movie.
Did not care for Kill Bill Volume 2. But
I
Kill Bill Volume
I love
1,
both of them.
excellent.
Love both of them.
But in the opposite to the True Detective series, we talked about this last time as well. The Hateful Eight, you can tell everyone on the Hateful Eight is having a fucking blast.
Yeah.
filming that.
How could you not?
Yeah.
a dream.
Because basically it's a play.
That movie.
Because it's a one stage show, right?
One stage show,
And they were
exactly.
just in there just having a fucking blast.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's high up there too. Okay, so favorite movie all time, laying it down,
I think Pulp Fiction.
is Pulp Fiction.
I think
Okay.
so. Yeah.
Okay, so let me take it a step further. What is your favorite musical?
Phantom of the Paradise.
Phantom. No. Was that on the stage or is that just a movie?
It's
I want a
movie.
stage musical.
Stage musical?
Stage musical.
Oh, God. You know what? I don't think I could ever be in this musical, but it was definitely the most amazing musical I've ever watched. It was Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
I think you told me.
In the what? Sorry.
Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Inch.
Inch?
Yeah.
Inch.
Inch? Or
Is that
itch?
slang or itch?
Inch. INCH.
Okay.
He gets a sex change operation, but it gets botched.
Oh.
So he just has an inch of flesh
A wiener?
Hey, that's
there.
yeah.
That's a lot, Corbett. It's a lot.
Guys, that's average, guys.
Go on.
He was in the pool.
Guys.
I was in the pool.
He was in the pool.
My wife likes it. She's happy.
You gotta squint at it.
Yeah. And when I find the vagina, she'll be super happy. If you listen to our podcast, you get that joke. If you were on, if you could do any Broadway play that's either come or gone and be the lead in it, let's say for like a full 8-month run.
Oh no.
Which one would you choose?
I think the Heathers would be pretty cool.
I have no idea what that is.
Like
Yes.
from the 80s movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a musical.
Oh.
There's a stage musical version of it.
Okay, that'd be
I would
cool.
love to be Veronica Sawyer. I think that part, like, musically would be really, really cool.
And when you look at parts like that, and when you said earlier you like to choose your own, are you more interested in the music of it or the acting of it?
Well, I like to just think about, like, what's going to be the most fun for me to perform. Like, when we did Toxic Avenger, like, I listened to it once and I was like, I know I want to be the blind librarian.
Yeah.
Like, that just sounds great. And then Evil Dead was the opposite. I didn't know what part I wanted. I kind of had an idea. I didn't get the part that I thought I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But I had, like, the most fun in the entire show, I think.
Yeah.
I loved that part. Like, it was great.
Evil
interesting.
Dead.
So I don't always, like, and I also don't necessarily want to be, like, the lead. I like the little comic, like, where can I steal?
Yeah.
Like, how can I,
Like Corbyn,
how can I
who
weasel my way
steals
in
every
and
fucking
steal
scene
the
he's in,
scene
yeah.
or, like, steal the show and, like, be
I didn't mean
Yeah.
to.
sure.
Well, you did. Yeah, I didn't mean to.
Sure
I
you did.
didn't mean to be super funny.
I mean, not that I saw it, but I felt it
Yeah.
because I was blind.
Hey, what? Everybody, look! It's Corbyn and Corbyn's friend on
Okay,
scene.
but Tanner, can I ask you a question?
No, we're out of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think he fell off the stage on purpose?
Him?
Wow.
No.
That's
Do you
even
think
a
that was
thing.
No, he's old and doesn't know where he's going
Okay.
and fell off stage for sure.
I just
Okay,
wanted to clear
you know
that
what?
up.
First off, why even bring it up on my podcast, you guys?
I didn't bring it up.
Nobody was there. Nobody saw. No one needed to know.
All right, moving on. At one point in time, Corbyn fell off the stage in the middle of a performance, and he fucking biffed it off the stage.
You guys
and
didn't see it?
Landed on people's feet and broke a rib. But you know what? It happened. I don't think he did it intentionally, but he was up and he played it off.
It was the most beautiful recovery
Like,
I've ever
you
experienced.
played it off so
which
well.
is why I bring it up.
I had this.
Because it was absolutely
And you, like,
and
you
it provided
fucking
us
fell.
an opportunity to grow closer as friends because I got to do your makeup the next day.
Because your black eyes.
You were
I had this really bad lump on my bone.
Yeah.
It hurt so bad for so many weeks.
It was a good. Like, you fell off the
fucking hurt.
stage. Yeah, it's a good stage.
I couldn't see anything. It
You
was
want
too
to talk
dark.
about performing? That's why I love performing so much.
You hear that collective gasp out of the
I'm okay.
the audience.
You made me fall.
Yeah, you played it off very well, but yeah, no, he was real. He
It was
just
good.
fell.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was my one question I wanted
Yeah.
to ask tonight.
That's so mean.
Yeah.
So
See, he steals the show so much. Your one question to me was about Corbyn. Yeah.
What's it like to be around someone who's so great?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, Corbyn. I'm just kidding. What else you got before I get into my hard-hitting questions here, Corbyn?
you know what? I'm ready for the hard hitters.
So,
I thought those were the hard hitters.
no, this is a walk in the park.
Okay.
This was just warming up.
Okay.
This was stretching before the
Part-
ball game.
Part of what we do here is we do fun, but then we go and we do a deep dive on mental health. And we try to find out everyone's journey on mental health. And you know what? To our discredit, we've kind of forgotten about it the last couple of weeks.
Well, it's just been you and I and I've
We're
covered.
too busy making each other laugh.
Well, that's true. I covered what happened with the wife.
Yes, that was intense.
For recency, but I mean, we've talked about our stories.
Yeah.
And that's why we like to have guests on, because we like to have those conversations, we like to get the stories out there. If nothing else, just for a little venting, and maybe there's things that work for you that other people can take and they can try to work for them.
So, long story short, and I'm going to tap into, I'm going to ask you. You don't have to answer, but I'm going to ask you. So, you did the stand-up comedian bit.
Yeah.
Is it comedian or comedian?
I don't think it matters.
Did you say comedian?
Comedian. I
think
even
just
texted you
comedian.
IENNE the other day.
Yeah, don't make it weird. Just be comedian.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. And you stopped. You
I
decided
did.
to stop. So I would like you to take us through your mental health journey, what it did for you, what to start with, and then how you were progressing through it, like through the 9 years. Kind of give us like the overarching themes of your mental health, and kind of give us your story.
Okay. Well, I think into the mic. Sorry. I think. See, I've quit comedy and now I forgot how to use a microphone.
Hello.
No, I think for me, like performing in stand-up comedy in general, were very like liberating and empowering when I started. And then at some point, it just kind of took a turn. So I have taken a hiatus from stand-up comedy before, and I'm not saying I'm going to quit, never go back, but right now I have no desire to even go back. I don't even miss it. But I quit after like 3 years because I just started feeling like this is not actually me anymore. It's not fulfilling. When I wouldn't do good, I would just go home and feel terrible. So I felt like less resilient through time. But I was also doing a lot of performing at that point that also felt the same, where I was like, I'm just doing this because I have to. Nobody cares about what I actually want to put out there. And then recently, like I got back into stand-up after the pandemic, which was really great. I kind of like hit high, and then I started doing it a ton. Like I was doing a ton. Like during even Toxic Avenger, I was very, very busy. I was doing all of the things. And then I just started kind of feeling like this isn't really authentic to me anymore. I didn't feel like my jokes kind of fit. I feel like I've kind of also just gone through like a little bit of a life change as I age, which you guys are very familiar with, I'm sure. Aging.
Ouch.
Wow.
I had to get one joke in there.
Yeah, for a
I can't
comedian,
talk
you have
about
some shit tonight.
about being a comedian and not make one
Yeah.
slight jab.
Oh, I'm going to make fun of your age.
Mhm.
No one
Here's
does that.
Hey,
God.
look at this.
Yeah.
Low-hanging fruit.
That's why she quit comedy. But no, I feel like it just, I don't know, it just wasn't like fitting with what I wanted. And it wasn't really putting out there what I wanted to put out there, if that makes sense.
So,
Does that
well, when you say
track?
that, is it you're not putting out there because you're not finding what you want to write,
Yeah.
or what you're putting out there is not being received in the way you want it to?
I feel like a little bit of both. Like I feel like there was kind of a turning point where I was in control and like I was kind of in charge of what I put out there, and then it kind of just got turned against me almost. Does that make any sense? Like even just like being raunchy, where I felt like if I tried to move away from it, people would heckle me or call me out, or be like, people that were booking me were like, no, like we want like dirty, slutty this.
It's almost typecast.
Yeah, very typecast. And I was like, well, I'm in a kind of a different phase of my life. And then it was, it just didn't feel good. Like it just felt kind of yucky almost. Like I would go home and just feel like, ugh. And then I was getting booked so much, which was awesome, but also really hard because I didn't care about it anymore. I wasn't excited to go. I didn't get to work on anything. So like one of the things I loved about stand-up comedy was I would write new bits and go try them. And it would be really fun. And if it worked, great. And then if it didn't, I would be like, well, at least I tried something new. And that was really embarrassing. But it just stopped feeling good.
In your hiatus, do you still like, oh, that's kind of funny, and just write that down?
No.
No, hey?
No.
Do you find that your brain still works that way though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still like it. I never really watched comedy. Like I didn't really watch like comedy specials and stuff, and I've started to now kind of more, and I just like enjoying it now.
Is it one of those things where it's almost like the work, right? And so you don't want to do work at home?
Yeah. Well, also I was so worried that I was going to subconsciously hold on to something that I've seen in a special and then be like, this would be a great bit, and write it and then perform it, and someone be like, that's
like from somebody
theft.
else's?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know, like I just feel like I got almost like painted into a corner a little bit. And then I just didn't really care for the environment anymore too. It kind of just all took a turn. Like there was like a sweet spot in there that was really great. And then, yeah. But I know like my mental health also was deteriorating at the same time. So.
And so when you say the environment, and obviously as a very muscular, handsome man, my approach to a comedy seller is going to be very different from yours.
Yeah.
So is that something you actually like? Obviously we're, I mean, not a small town, right? But it's, I guess the community is smaller. Is that, did that come into play? Like, were you coming across issues with either other comics or getting shows with the places? Like,
yeah, like I found that the first time I took a hiatus too, it was more pronounced the first time. Like I did a lot of improv and stand up and stuff, and would have kind of more like raunchier, like intimate scenes with my cast members. And then people would think that's a green flag to just, or like I give permission for you to grab me or touch me or speak to me in a certain way. And I kind of ran into that. Like I had a lot of people coming up to me and just speaking to me in a way that I was like, this is disrespectful and not cool, when that's what I'm putting up like on stage. But then in person, I'm like, well, it's an act.
Yeah.
Right. And I just feel like it kind of got blurry for me. And I don't know, I just stopped feeling like proud of the act that I was putting out there, I guess.
Do you have to laugh at your own stuff for it to make it?
Me?
Yeah. Like does your
when you're writing,
because it's a representation of you, do you have to laugh at your own stuff for it to make the grade? Like are you basically what I'm asking is, are you just not funny to yourself anymore?
No, I think I'm pretty funny still.
Okay.
I laugh at myself all the time. I think my
does that make sense
humor,
what I'm trying to ask?
Yeah, but I do think my sense of humor has totally changed. Like I was doing, like I have one bit, it was the first bit I ever did, and it was like the last bit I ever did. It like followed me through, and I changed it every time I would tell it, but now I'm just like, I don't.
And correct me if I'm wrong, because I've only sat and watched one of your full bits once.
Yeah.
And
we've only watched 3 episodes.
Yeah. Although it came
Twice
the first
through.
time you asked. When
You did.
a lot of it is self-deprecating.
Yeah.
Right? Which I like that. I like that center as well. I like that comedy. But you're pushing what, year 7, 8, 9, 10 of stand-up with that? Did that take a toll on the end? Like, were you able to, was that just comedy for you? Or?
I think so. Like, now that I've stepped away, it was so funny when I decided that I wasn't going to do it anymore. I felt like 10 pounds lighter. I was like, oh, like it was instantly, I was like, that was absolutely the right decision for me, which doesn't happen a lot when I make decisions, because I like hum and haw and go back and forth. But as soon as I was just like, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore, I just was like, oh, that was the right thing. And I think a lot of it is because it would bleed through into my, like the way I talk to myself, right?
Yeah.
Because I think it's totally fine when it's an act. And like, I like being the butt of the joke. I think for me, I never went after certain people when I did comedy because I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I'm like, I can make fun of myself because that's safe.
Yeah.
Right. Or
Easy.
if the person's there to defend themselves and you have a kind of a banter or whatever, that's fine. But yeah, I don't know. Like the way that I just felt about myself was kind of becoming the same on both sides. And I just wasn't really a good idea.
Did you find, so back to kind of Corbyn's question, when you're writing, because a lot of it would be, I mean, not a lot, but it would be almost the story-esque, right?
Yeah.
Like you would kind of walk through the story and hit the punchline. Were they all 100% true?
No.
Or would you pull from people or is it all 100% made up and just writing, or how much of it was real? How much of it was you putting on paper?
I pulled from real life situations that I had, and then I just always thought like, what would create a little bit of shock or like juice it up a little bit, or but I never made anything up completely. Like it was always pulled from.
See, that would be hard.
We do it every week. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well,
Just extrapolating.
No, I'm just talking to you.
No, I'm dead serious. No, that would be very difficult because you don't know what works until it works.
Oh yeah, and I was really fortunate. I never really bombed until like the last few times I did comedy. I remember like I was with someone and they're like, "Were you going to try to tell a joke tonight?" And I was like, "I'm gonna punch you in the face."
And is that because you were writing shitty jokes, or is that because you weren't feeling it?
I think you could just tell I wasn't in it.
Yeah.
I hosted one night, and then people like I would come on stage and they would look at me like they just wanted me to like die. And I think I actually said, as I swapped over the host at the halfway mark, I was like, okay, so-and-so's going to host now. I'm just going to go yeet myself off the bridge, and then some guy in the back was like, "Do it!" And I was like, oh my god,
Do a flip.
do a flip.
There's got to be ego in that industry. Are you on stage and when you're performing with a bunch of people, and are you in your head? Are you like, I'm the best one here? Like, do you have
No,
to, like I have to, like, in my head I'd be like, I have to be the best one here in my head.
And I think that's why I was able to do it for so long, because I was never like, I would always leave being like, that was fucking terrible. And then you guys saw me do comedy. Did I seem very confident up there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, lies.
Yeah.
But I genuinely think that's like, you almost have to, right? Like, you have to kind of check yourself.
Yeah, you
at
have
the
to look
door.
like you belong, but
Like, you can, like, I can put up a front, but I think people would see right through it if I was just like, no, I'm better than this, versus just.
I'm gonna tell you a side story. I've told this to you, I think, in private. I don't think I said it on the air, but we were at your show, and in the crowd, I thought it was very interesting. This is kind of a side note from what we're talking about. In the crowd was our local elected representative, and so what I was doing through the whole time is I would listen to the joke, and then immediately turn to look at her to see if she would be laughing. I want to know, like if you're an elected official, what are you allowed to laugh at nowadays? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, oh my god, she laughed at that.
Didn't even
Oh
know.
my god.
yeah.
Or
Did she laugh at me?
yeah, she laughed at you.
Did you think she liked me?
Yeah, I do.
Sick.
She laughed at most things.
But
I was interested
but
in
not
seeing
not like the ha ha, like not hearty har. It was like ha ha.
Like a polite
no,
laugh.
a
Yeah.
couple times she went deep.
Was it?
Yeah, she went
Oh,
deep.
okay.
Yeah, but like I found it interesting. Just that's unfortunately when it was the whole show. I'm like, it was just in my brain. I need to know what she
He
finds.
got
funny.
caught up.
I need to know what she
It
finds
happens to
funny
the best of us. You know, it's okay.
because you're always got your public persona on.
Yep.
Into the mic.
You always
Yeah,
got your
Corbyn.
public persona on, and so it would be tough to do that. But that's what reminded me of that because she laughed at your stuff.
Sick.
And so
That's it. I'm going back, and I'm just.
yeah, that's
Going back.
MLA liked me. I'm back into it. So your people watching you when you do stand up, an audience, if you would.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what they are called.
I was like, what is the fucking name for the room of people that look at you? Fucking apples? No. Audience. So when you did a bit of crowd work, are you comfortable with crowd work? Because that seems to be, it seems to be more, maybe I'm just seeing it more, but it seems to be more played now.
It's becoming popular. Like, it's becoming very popular. Like, Matt Rife really popped up. He did a whole show, like a whole special, of
Just
just
doing
crowd
crowd
work.
work.
Todd Barry did too.
So yeah,
Todd Barry's a stand-up comedian, been around for 35 years.
Comedy is when
And
you make jokes. in
His
front of people.
actual stand-up special is called crowd work. Yeah.
yeah. But no, like it's getting more and more popular. I like it.
And that's a question, like what? Because that's you're almost wading into the waters there, right? Like, because you got to be ready to deal with the nonsense you get, but then also you still need to make it funny.
I always had a plan. Like, I just never would go in blind. I'd be like, if I get something along this line, I can go into this bit, or I can do
You can-
this
you
bit,
can
or
turn it into something.
or like you ask questions to like set yourself up a little bit, and
Right.
you can kind of feel it within the first like 30 seconds of being up there. If you have an audience that's gonna like give you something, or if you have an audience where they're gonna tell you to jump.
How did you prepare for hecklers, like the ones that were like mean-spirited?
I can say this now because I'm out of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used this one time and I always kept it in my back pocket. It was like the third time I ever did stand up.
Yeah.
A guy stood up. I was the only female comic in Lethbridge for 3 years. It was awesome. I got so many jobs because I was the diversity hire.
Yeah.
But I had this guy like stood up in the middle of my set and he went, "Women aren't funny." And I just went, "Oh my God, Dad?" And he sat back down. And I was like, I just won. And I kept that in my back pocket. So I think you just give them attention and then they can't hang. Like they're like,
Yeah.
wait. So
Yeah.
you win.
That's a good one.
Yeah. You almost got to call them out and put the light on them and say, let's talk about you then for a few minutes.
Or like I dug into a few people. Like I've had girls talk over my set before. You just dig into them.
You emceed a wedding this weekend,
I did.
and that's kind of a return to stand-up comedy.
You know what? It's funny because I was nervous that I was going to have a really good time and be like, man, I wish I was still performing. And I absolutely did not. I had a great time, but there was none of me that's like, this is comedy. Like, I made one incest joke.
I was gonna say, what was
Yep.
Totally landed.
It did. It was funny.
I wasn't there.
I was there.
What was the best joke you said?
Well, I didn't get to tell one, but I'm glad I didn't.
I can tell you what it was.
What is it? What was the best?
I was
joke you
there. I was watching
You
it.
should do the joke.
said? Yeah, do the
bit.
joke. Do her.
Oh,
material
I don't.
for
I don't
her.
remember the
Do
word.
the
I don't remember
bit.
the word for word.
Do the roar.
She was kind of like, "Oh, hi. Yeah, I like to. We're here with a bunch of firemen, and I'm glad you guys are waking up." You basically made sleep jokes about firemen.
I made a joke because midnight lunch was going to be served at
Thank you.
9:30 instead of midnight because we understand and respect that the firemen need their bedtime snack before lights out at 10 for a full night's sleep.
Yeah, it was funny to a room full of firemen. It was. I chuckled.
So
I
many
think
of them bought me shots.
I think I was the only one that was laughing. I was like, "Haha!"
You're like,
and
I
then
get
I was
it.
like, "No, okay, just me."
No.
No, it was really good. It's
I thought you were going to do the incest joke that I made, but
What was the incest joke? Tell me, please.
well, they were both in the
First
same.
off, I find incest hilarious.
right, and it's so popular right
Yeah,
now.
totally.
The Targaryens, like,
Yeah.
come on,
Please,
no one makes incest look that good.
right?
But no, I made a joke just because the two people that got married were in a union. And I was like, I think it's so cool that we are in a union that encourages the wedding of
Incest.
brothers and sisters. Like, oh my gosh. And you know what? I asked them permission to tell that joke before, and they were like, oh, we don't know. And I was like, no, guys, I insist we keep that joke. Like, we need to put that in there. And they didn't get my pun. It was,
They didn't get. Well, I'm not surprised.
but I mean, I kept it in there, and it was fine.
You know what? I appreciated your skills up there because you kept the boat moving.
Oh my gosh.
And
there were
man,
so
it's
many lulls.
it is not easy to MC a wedding.
I've done it. I've done it a couple times. Yeah,
Yeah, it is
It's
a
hard.
fucking pain in the ass to MC a
Yeah.
wedding, and
Yeah.
and you just need to keep. And I mean, those speeches, man.
And someone asks you, and you're like, oh fuck.
Those
I-
speeches
I-
were starting to draw.
I asked if I could get a big hook and like, but no, I did not. But I think it went well.
No, yeah, no, it was
It's
good.
probably different for you because you wanted to do this emceeing, but for me, like every time someone asks me, I've done it like 5 times now, and it's just like, oh, for fuck's sakes!
It's a lot of work.
You
I
can't
liked
say,
it.
You
It was
can't
like a
say
safe-
no.
Yeah,
Place.
You
You
can't
can
say
say no.
but you got to crush it.
it's a
You're
lot
like,
of work.
okay, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it my way. Just so you know,
I had fun.
like I'm going to insult who I'm going to insult, and it's just going
That's
to
how
be the
it's
way
gonna
it's
be.
going to be.
Which anyone who knows you knows that before they go into asking you the question.
They should, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they should
All right,
know.
Corbin,
that.
it was my wedding. There's my grandmother. She has hepatitis. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So for 3 years, you were the only comic that was a lady here.
Yeah.
So
Well, when I first started,
yeah. So how was that? Walking into a room full of dudes and
Honestly-
just trying to getting your voice out there.
like I just milked it, and I think it worked really well. Like I think it played off pretty good. Yeah, I would just always start with the audience. I'm like, I'm your only female tonight. Like you have to laugh at me, otherwise you're the problem. And then I feel like I won them over right away.
And
yeah.
your coworkers.
And none of my jokes were like the same, right? Because I feel like guys always just do like oh, my dick is the mic bit, or like they talk about the same stuff, and then I come up there and I'm like, I don't have that, so it was kind of nice.
So, and this is every job across the world.
Mm-hmm.
There's always someone you don't like.
Yeah,
Okay, there's somebody.
definitely
there's
an
a
average
comedian
superior.
that you didn't like.
there's several.
Did you ever just be like, this job still kind of gives me like a free pass to make a joke about them, and I mean it, but they don't know I mean it? Mm-hmm. Did you ever take advantage of that?
I think we all I think all the comics do.
Yeah.
I had one guy that I just really, really didn't like, and he recently died actually. So I feel like I was like, I feel really bad now.
Oh,
Yeah. But I made fun of him all the time, especially when I was hosting, and he was such a good sport about it. But also, like, he just gave me if he was like outside, I'd ask for a safe walk to my car. Like he just gave me the creeps. But rest in peace.
Rest in power, King.
Go off, King.
What when you're dealing with the venues, God, I could not put a
You're
word
doing
together
well.
today. Well, what's in the champagne you gave me?
it's all the champagne.
Or is the Twinkie that's 50 years old? When
It's the combination.
when you're dealing with the venues, how is that interaction? Like, are you just dealing with one person the whole time? Like, is it just multiple managers? Like, is it always the same like person that's calling you in? Like, what is that? What does
It
that look
depends. For like bookings, it's usually the same person. You have a contact couple of people, and then you get paid with the same person. So you really just deal with the one. But no, there's always, I don't know. It's always so messy.
Yeah. Like
Like,
sleazy kind of thing, or just
No,
it's
like
always
it's
a
just
haphazard.
it was just a hassle. And then like we had 2 clubs that ran open mics on the same night, and I hosted an open mic, and I was like, this is how an open mic works. If you're here on time, you sign up, you get a spot. If you're not, that's too fucking bad. If I fill up, then it's just sorry.
Yeah.
It's Lethbridge. You're probably going to be fine. But
Yeah.
you know, and then there was all this drama, and that's when I decided I was going to quit. I was like, that's the last straw. I can't handle it, because then I have one venue being like, hey, this is what we need, and then the other venue being like, you need to talk to them, and it was just so middleman-y.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sounds exhausting.
It does sound exhausting.
like booking gigs as a performer, whether it's because I sing with my dad now, and that's the only kind of performing that I'm currently doing.
Yeah.
Like it's hard.
Seek neutrality.
Yeah.
Strive to remain unfazed by events.
Which I think you did.
I think I was phased,
Right.
but then now I'm out, and
Right.
I am now neutral.
Are you now seeking neutrality?
I don't know.
Are you going to change someone's mind about anything?
I'm gonna change my own mind.
Oh.
Yeah, work on yourself.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, what? So when you're having those moments, you're like, when you're finally coming to the terms with yourself, saying this isn't it for me. I'm fucking done. I'm walking away from this, even if it's just for the time being. What are you falling back on? What are the things that you latch onto that help you cope, help you deal with the mental health stress, help you get through those moments? Like what is it then? Is it just, to kind of walk you through those times?
Well, I think like I'm finally just starting to take my own advice. Like, you know how you speak to your friends a lot kinder than you speak to yourself a lot of the time? I feel like I'm finally just starting to like listen to that. And I got really sick, and my body just actually, the universe was like, sit down. And I did. And then I've just now kind of just looked more inward rather than outward. I feel like a lot of performing things, you're just always searching for external validation. So now instead of looking for that when I'm feeling anxious, I'm like, what actually feels good? So just going more inward and then trusting that little voice in my head.
I'm going to piggyback on what you just said. So I have a theory. It's not really a theory. I think I firmly believe that stand-up comedy specifically, like there's a lot of mental health in stand-up, like problems in stand-up comedy, and that's the coping mechanism.
Yeah.
And I think that once you're but the problem is when you're doing the comedy, you're not healing.
Well, I think it's just like a trauma dump.
Yeah, it's a trauma dump, but you're
And
not
then
solving anything.
It's like negative reinforcement almost.
Yeah.
Because it's
like they're laughing at you.
Yeah, like
and
you
it's like-
overshare,
yeah.
and it feels awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so now that you're out, now you've turned the corner. Is that accurate to say?
Yeah. Well, now I just feel like maybe you guys will like this actually, because it's a little apathetic, I guess. But I'm like, like I used to feel like I had to overshare all the time in order to get people interested in me, in order to get people to like talking to me. But now I'm like, if I don't want to share something, this doesn't really matter. And also I'm like, why am I trying to make everybody like me so much? I don't like everybody that I meet.
Not your panda's not your problem.
Yeah. So I feel like, I don't know, like now that I'm out of stand-up, I'm like, I don't feel like I have to excessively give all of the parts of myself, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's obviously a good decision if you left and you're feeling relief.
Yeah. Like
if your
instantly.
instinct is to relief, that's
Yep.
probably a good sign.
Yeah. And I've
Yeah.
looked at different factors too, where I'm like, did this play a role? And like, obviously they did, but I'm very confident that no matter what, like that was the right choice.
Yeah.
And if that factor was removed, I probably still would have made the same.
And is there any other little day-to-day things that you do to help carry on? Whether you do self-inflections to check on yourself?
I do like little daily affirmations.
Okay.
I have a gratitude journal.
Okay.
I like that. It's just a 5-minute journal because I don't actually like journaling that much.
Can you explain what a gratitude journal is to our audience who I'm sure has never heard of that before?
Yeah, so it's like a guided journal. You just fill out 3 things you're grateful for, and then this one's actually called the 5-minute journal. So it's 3 things you're grateful for. It gives you a little quote at the beginning, and then every week there's a challenge. So it's like eat dinner without your phone or something like that. Like just unplug and do something for yourself. And then it's what would make today great. So you can have like a little goal for the day, and then you do it again at night before you go to bed.
Man,
And
journal
it's-
twice?
It takes like 3 minutes
Oh.
each time.
Jesus.
And then
No,
it's
I'm kidding.
three great parts of today, and like what made today great, and then what did I learn today?
What did you learn today? Out of curiosity.
Yeah. What do you feel about tonight? Tell us your personal journal entry tonight.
your personal journey tonight.
tell us what you're going to write.
What do you?
Three great things that happened to me today.
Yeah.
I went for a run.
Okay, that sounds awful.
It felt good.
Yeah.
I actually got to walk my dog because I was up early enough, and he had a wonderful time. And that was nice. And then I had champagne and Twinkies.
Fucking right.
Yeah.
Did you expect
With
champagne and
two
Twinkies tonight?
I did
you
not.
expect the combination of
I did not.
gloriousness
I also
that
expected
was
to get
champagne and
shamed a
Twinkies?
lot more.
Did you expect to come to this podcast tonight?
Yes, I was very excited.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to answer. You promise to answer 100% honestly?
Yes.
How close were you canceling this afternoon?
I was not. I will say,
like, come
now
on.
that we've talked about my
65%
mental,
of the
now
way?
that we've talked about my mental health, like I was going through it when I was trying to find a time with you guys. Like I was just not okay, and I was like, I don't want to be in a position where I have to speak. I feel like it's just not going to feel good.
I know.
Here I am.
And we'll always make fun of you for it, but we also understand.
I'm
that
just a regular girl that puts my deodorant on like everyone else
you've
You know
never
what?
worn
That
deodorant
is the
in your life.
weirdest
Yeah.
thing. Do you still do that?
every day, and I think about
For the-
both of you every time I put deodorant on
So
now.
for the folks who can't see what's happening here,
Well, it's not happening now.
she
but-
takes one hand and does both armpits with the same hand, deodorant wise.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest
It
fucking
is-
thing
it
I've
You're
ever
just
seen.
jealous because I am flexible and you.
No,
are
it's
not.
wrong.
You've invented something new, and that new is wrong.
yeah.
It's
That's my Saturday Night Live bit.
Yeah. You know what? That is a fucking great
Weird,
Saturday
yeah,
Night
weird
Live
armpit girl.
bit. You just,
I do every like mundane things, but I do it my way.
Oh God, I have nightmares about that. Why did I see you put your deodorant on anyway? Why did I see that? Why is that in my head?
I'm not gonna answer. I just want your listeners to just
Yeah. Like,
fill that one up.
they're gonna
I'm
get
just trying
to
to
think
think. Why would I know that?
Well, we were in places where we had to get ready and
Did you not
The
put
show.
deodorant on before that?
I always put deodorant on before. It's my pre-show
do
ritual.
you double up during the day?
Well, if I'm gonna do a show, yeah.
you were just going straight dry into those shows?
I just my
couldn't tell?
morning
God, no
my
wonder
morning
you fell off the stage. Like,
my
sneaked
morning
yourself out.
Little puddle.
coat of
My morning coat.
See,
deodorant.
but like it's different because I'm assuming you have armpit hair.
Do you got aggressive stink going on that we need to know about?
No, I don't. I just when I change into those little tiny costumes so much, it rubs off. So you just freshen up. It's for everyone. It's for your benefit.
Oh, okay.
It's not because I smell. It's for your benefit. and
Okay.
comfort.
It was for me.
Yeah,
Should've
you're
been
welcome.
for
You
me.
just had to get
Yeah.
all up in there. It was
Okay.
It's for your
You're welcome.
Thank you.
the least I could do.
Yeah. So weird.
I've written down a lot of fun titles for this episode. You guys let's decide when we're off air. I'm happy that you came, and now we
so
can
much.
finally
Put this to bed.
put this to bed.
You'll never have me on again. I understand.
Well,
we don't do repeat
Yeah, it's not
guests
just
here.
you. We don't have anybody else on again. No.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Rosie keeps asking. I say, "Get out of here, Rosie."
Does he still keep asking?
Oh, all the time.
Rosie.
He says, "Oh, this is all I want." to
We
come
don't
back."
do that
Yeah,
when you're listening
It's
to
just
this
because you
podcast.
guys are
number
such a fun time.
that's all it is. Yeah. No, thank you for coming. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for putting up with all of our questions. Thank you for sharing. And
Great list.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you brought in. You did homework, and you did really good. Look at that homework.
Which
didn't
horror
wanna let
movie
you
are you going to
down.
watch tonight?
I think I'm going to watch American Werewolf in London.
That's
tonight.
what I'm gonna
I
watch.
feel like we talked about it.
I
Now
think I'm
wanna
gonna
go home
watch
and
it.
I'm psyched about it.
I'm going to watch Peppa Pig. This is not scary.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it is pretty scary. It's full of Nazis in that child show. Is there any social medias you want to plug while you're here?
Not really. I'm kind of off the grid. I'm just
Okay.
I like it.
vibing.
So what are some social medias you can plug for us, Corbin?
You can find us on YouTube for our podcast. You can find us on all podcast stations like Apple Music and Spotify.
Yeah.
You can find us on Twitter at Apathy Podcast. You can find us on Kind of Facebook.
Kind of Facebook.
I got to tell you, I deleted my Facebook app.
Okay, well,
So you can find them, but you won't hear back.
You
Yeah.
might find me, but I'm not sure if you're going to hear back because it was a mental health thing for me.
Oh.
I'm like, I can't waste time on this app anymore.
Go off.
Right.
I put a timer on mine. You should do that.
I got rid of it. I didn't
so we might have to
look at it.
change your title as a social media guy then.
Well, just that part because but then my wife says, "Well, I'll do it for you," and I'm like, "Well, we'll see." My wife wanted to be here, by the way. She wanted to bring the champagne down as a surprise.
Aw.
And take photos and videos of us so we could post them.
I would have
But-
liked that.
But she wasn't here at the beginning of the podcast.
I even put deodorant on today. Like I look at
two
some-
coats.
Don't do it now.
2 coats or just one?
I did it in the driveway.
No.
And to be fair, Corbin did ask me to film presenting you with the gifts, but I just didn't.
That's true. You didn't.
Yeah.
You failed.
I just
You
didn't.
know what? I loved it. It's a good memory that will live internally.
Are we back on homework? I got homework kind of for you. Okay.
Watch American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, do that. I got homework kind of for you. We're going to keep going with our rules, absolutely, but dual homework, and this is going to be kind of a stretch thing. Just pay attention when you go out to restaurants for the next little bit, how much their fucking nachos are. Okay? I want to know. I want to talk about it. I'm going to keep track of it.
Well, let's throw that out to the crowd as well. So when you're out there eating and you guys see ridiculously priced nachos,
text me about
send
the
it to
nachos.
us. Let us know.
Do a hashtag.
I want to know.
Do like
I want to know
a-
about the
Hashtag
fucking nachos.
fucking too much nachos.
Do a
Actually,
nacho
no,
money.
hashtag,
Like,
no,
I don't
no,
know.
the
Nacho
hashtag
money.
is...
Nacho money.
Oh, I've got the hashtag. Oh, I erased it. It was the Great Nacho Hunt.
There you go. Hashtag the Great Nacho Hunt. Let us know what the price of ridiculous corn chips is.
It's chips and they, again, I'm going to say it again.
Into the mic.
I'm going to say it again. They didn't... That was before any proteins.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
And they were charging $5 a protein.
Yeah.
How big... Okay, let me ask you this.
Go.
Before we go. Sorry.
Yeah.
How big do the nachos have to be, like, to justify $31.99?
I mean, at least the size of this table, which is what, 5 by 5?
They got to be big, right?
Yeah.
They were called pizza pan nachos.
So there's just a lot of cheese and sauce.
No,
No, they were served
No,
in a
they're
pizza
served
pan?
on a pizza pan.
Oh,
How high?
that's even sadder.
Like how tall?
I don't know, like
Because you
here's the
didn't order
problem.
them. You got to go order them.
Here's the problem: the higher you stack the nacho, it's kind of like our burger thing the other day.
Yeah.
The higher you stack the nacho, the worse the nachos are, because those middle and bottom nachos don't get the love.
Well, you got to layer. If you don't
Gotta
layer
layer,
your
right.
cheese and shit, what the fuck you doing in the restaurant?
I don't know. There's so many ways to go about it, but all I know is $31.99 ain't it.
Go find the expensive nachos. Hashtag us at
At Apathy Podcast.
no, what was the hashtag? You said
Oh yeah, the Great Nacho Hunt.
the Great Nacho Hunt. Send us that, and then we will combine them all and go from there. Yeah. Thank you, Alli, again. Wonderful having you.
Yeah, it was nice seeing you
Thank
again.
you
We
so
haven't been in the
much.
same room since January.
I know. Missed you guys.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but it's nice to have you here. Corbyn, love you. Everybody, love you. Goodbye. Thanks. Bye.
Kill it.